posed this question. So I got a unexpected text message from the professor Sunday morning, like butt crack early.
He's still alive?
Yeah, and of course there's no like, hey, how are you? What's going on? Let's catch up. It's just right into old school wrestling talk.
It's almost like he has this conversation with you in his head, and he just picks up where he left off, and you're like, where the fuck did this come from? That's what he do.
I'm so used to it. I just jump right in.
Of course. Right? Well, I mean, you have to.
So then today I hit him up and I was like, dude, which was the better album, wrestling album or Pile Driver?
And
he said wrestling album.
That's what I was going to say. Because he fucking loves Land of a Thousand Dancers. He absolutely loves that shit. Doesn't he sing that shit all the time?
Maybe. It's been a while since I've seen him. But man, that fucking Pile Driver has some slammers. It's got some songs that fuck on it.
It's got some pile drivers.
Yeah. It's got some doppelbangers.
Doppelbangers is right. Can I just tell you guys, I missed the fuck out of you guys last week.
Why?
I hate working Mondays. It fucked up my whole week. My whole week was fucked up.
Dude, I hate working Mondays and I work every Monday.
I thought Tuesday was Wednesday. I thought Wednesday was Thursday. I was all fucking disheveled. A whole fucking fiasco Friday with work.
Is that one of you guys getting static or is it me?
I don't think that's me. It could be me. I don't think it's me.
I don't know.
think it's coming from me. I muted my microphone. Phone.
Well, now you're dead.
Now I'm dead. Dude, I updated my shit last week and I was ready to fucking murder somebody. It was the soundboard. Now it's this microphone. I'm fucking giving up, dude. This is ridiculous. All because I updated my fucking computer, which has fucking AIDS and diarrhea at the same time.
Oh, man. Diarrhea AIDS.
It's fucking terrible, dude.
It's not what you want.
Well, before your AIDS-infested, diarrhea-spewing computer ruined my heartfelt moment, I just wanted to say that I missed you guys.
Aw.
And I'm super excited to be back tonight.
Aw.
Yeah, baby.
If you're tuning in for Arik Cannon, we had to reschedule. So Arik Cannon will not be joining the Shining Wizards tonight.
I believe Matt said, are you ready to join the Wizards? He said, who?
Incorrect. I'm not going to throw Arik Cannon under the bus, but I will tell you, he scored last-minute courtside seats to the Timberwolves tonight against the Knicks. So he was like, hey, can we reschedule? And as a sports guy, I said, yeah, no problem.
Oh, you got to do it. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Courtside? I think you may have lied about courtside.
Oh, well, watch the fucking Knicks and the T-Wolves.
Timberwolves.
And you watch that tonight. And if you see Arik Cannon sitting courtside, then you know he's not lying. If you follow his social media, he's scored courtside seats before.
Oh, so, all right. So all right. Never mind then. I take it back.
Yeah. So fuck listening to the Wizards. Go watch the Timberwolves to go fucking see Arik
Timberwolves
Cannon.
don't start till 9:15 here on the East Coast. Don't forget, he's a Midwestern guy. They're an hour back, so his game is at 8:15.
That's right. They're because the NBA doesn't play on election days, so everyone's playing tonight. There's like 10 games tonight, and they stagger the games so you can not miss the start to all of them. So like there's so weird start times, like 9:15. I think the Nets play at like 8:45 or 9:45.
You had unintentional poetry there. You're like, the NBA doesn't play on election day.
Oh, look at that. I'm a poet and I suck.
So it's going to be OG Wizards tonight. The three of us, we got so much to talk about. We got the Crown Jewel. We got picks. The NWA is literally a dumpster fire. We can talk about that. MLW is back.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I forgot that even happened. Holy shit.
Yeah. AEW, we're on the road to full gear. SmackDown's having a tournament. AEW's having a tournament. The New Japan Tag League announced. Tournaments galore for Tony. Battle Autumn was this weekend. There's so much wrestling to talk about. And there's a fucking Wizards Rewind. So if you enjoyed us Wizards Rewinding Pile Driver, the VHS, well, we had to watch the Slammys from 1987, the 37th.
Matt, can I bring a motion to the floor?
Motion to the floor. Motion granted.
I motion that Tony never picks a rewind ever again.
Motion denied.
I am with Tony. I will say motion denied. Look, Kevin, to be fair, we got that. We had
What
that.
the fuck was that?
To be fair, Paige here.
We had that great Superstars with the Strike Force Heart Foundation. Pile Driver, the VHS was not bad. But, and we'll talk about it during the Wizards Rewind, I feel like there's really no difference between Pile Driver, the VHS, and the Slammys.
Oh, there sure is, but we'll get into that later.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
It's all here. It's all next. Episode 610. I'm fired up. I'm drinking some fucking Twisted Teas.
Oh, baby, kicking it old school.
Kicking it old school. I went to the liquor store yesterday, and I got myself a 12-pack of these Twisted Teas. And then my wife thinks she's a fucking comedian.
My wife.
So do I, Matt. It's okay.
She sent this picture to me yesterday when I opened my first Twisted Tea.
Oh, there you go.
Dude, come
They're
on.
they're very effeminate.
New lace boxers for guys who drink Twisted Teas.
How
That
old
guy
are
looks
we?
like he shaves his cheeks too. Nice and like a plucked chicken.
How old
Listen,
am I?
No, how old are we?
I'm 40.
As a society where we still have to criticize people for what they drink. Drink what you like.
I thought it was hysterical.
Oh, no, it's not bad. But
Don't bother me none. I don't give a fuck.
that's right.
Kevin's
I wish I
fucking
had more-
fired up too.
I wish I had something heavier to slam.
Yeah. You know what, Kevin? Kevin, you don't have anything to slam. It's Victory Monday for the Jets fans. It's Victory Monday for the Dolphins fans. I don't think Tony likes sports, so it's Victory Monday for Tony.
That's right.
And it's episode 610 of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast next here in your ears.
Oh.
The following is a presentation of the Shining Wizards Network, broadcasting live on rantiumradio.com and available on all podcast platforms and at shiningwizards.com. Follow us on social media at Wizards Podcast. Check out our merchandise at merch.shiningwizards.com. Do your Amazon shopping at amazon.shiningwizards.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/wizardspodcast. As always, we thank you for your continued support. And now, enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Brian Idle, and I have a giant life-size Liberace painting on the wall of my living room, and you're listening to the Shining Wizards podcast.
What's up, fuckers?
Where did cheese go?
It's a stupid fucking question, Kevin.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Whoa!
Hey, this is Moose.
God, that was disgusting. Shining Wizards rule the world.
You are watching us live and listening in to episode 610 of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast. Coming to you live on the rant, rantiumradio.com. Coming to you live on the social medias, the Facebooks, the Twitches, the YouTubes, and the Twitters. And going with you wherever you go because we are available on every single podcast and streaming platform. Well, let's just jump right into it. It's time for some wrestling talk.
and talk about wrestling.
Tony.
Matt.
KJG.
Fellas. We're back.
Today,
Matt's
and
back.
today
with
the
us.
the J stands for Jets. Baby.
Oh, okay.
Heard that?
Kevin-
Heard that? Can't wait.
Sure. Who that want that? Who that gonna
That's
beat them Jets?
That's the Saints.
Whatever. It's all football.
Know your foosball, T-Donk.
Foos. Kevin, you're
Know your
foo silly.
What'd you say?
I said you're foo silly.
Fusilli Jerry?
Yes, because you're silly.
Because you're silly. That's a Seinfeld reference. We did football and Seinfeld before I did wrestling today, by the way. That's my fault. I apologize. Matt, Dolphins won too. Ah!
Big win. Victory Monday is strong in this household.
That's right. And the Devils,
Yay!
have won 7 in a row. We talk about that.
Can't beat
Talk
that.
about that.
Baseball bat. What's wrong, Tony? You got crying eyes already?
No, I feel like we're on the Mark order, and all we're doing is talking about other sports. It's kind of wild.
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't listen.
That's a very good point.
You don't host anymore either.
Dude,
Am I coming across a little static? Like, is this microphone okay?
I feel like I hear something, but it's not enough to be noticeable.
Well, I had the problems with the soundboard last week and the updates of the laptop, so I'm working with what I got here, and it kind of sucks. So it is what it is.
No, I think you're fine.
Okay. No, I turned back the gain a little bit. I think that helps.
Turn back the gain.
Yes.
Technology.
Not turn down the gain.
Oh, whatever. Turn it back. Turn it down.
No, you turn back the clock, which we did actually. But...
Turn down for what?
Feeling it.
I'd love that. Tony, you have no idea how much I just love what you just did there.
What? Turning down for what?
Just to turn down for what, and then just go all Muppet crazy Kermit the Frog. Way!
How you guys doing?
Better now.
Happier than a pig and shit.
Really?
Yeah, man. It's a good day. It was
All right.
nice out again. It hit almost 80 degrees in Brick City. Good times.
I feel like it's always 80 degrees in Brick City.
It's fucking bright and shiny at 7 a.m. It's dark as fuck at 3:30. I love this time of year.
I hate this time of year, so F your H.
I don't mind it.
What's the H?
GF your H.
Go
You
fuck
know it.
your hole.
Oh,
No, close.
go fuck your hiney.
No, we say it all the time.
Go fuck your
Hammer.
Tony clearly doesn't have the screen up because he's not looking at what I'm doing right now.
Oh, you doing lives are gonna be? We're not at the fucking plugs yet.
He's saying, go fuck your hand, Tony, is what he's saying.
GF your H.
GF your H.
Oof.
Keeping it PG for the kids.
To
Yep.
words. to increase productivity, everything will be done in abbreviations on the show, and then in turn, we'll shorten the length of the episodes.
That's right. STLOE.
Shining the Wizards.
John and the Wizard. So how have you guys? I didn't get to really see you guys last week. I popped in at the end. I was all frazzled and ornery because fuck working on Mondays for me.
Happens.
But how's everyone doing? How was everybody's Halloween? Did you eat all your leftover candies?
Still going at it.
Nope. Brought mine to work and I left them for everybody else to get fat because I got tired of fucking eating everything.
Really? You sounded like you were in ecstasy last Monday when you were just chomping away at candy bars, buddy.
Yeah, and then about 2 days after that, you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
So, Matt, we did, again, I feel like whenever you're not here, we do more than one top five. We did 3 last
I know.
week.
I listened, Kevin.
So did you have any objections to the candy bar top 5 that Tony put together, if we remember it?
No.
I know I'm springing this on you, but
I cannot see. Here's the thing. It's his top 5 list. I can't object. I can disagree.
that's what I meant.
But I can't object. I can't
My
say
favorite candy bar is the semantics bar.
I can't say that's the wrong. If Tony wants to put Tootsie Rolls in his top 5,
Gross.
she did.
And Kevin did not even get the references to the song. To the left, to the left.
I knew the song. I forgot the
You're right.
title. I had a senior moment.
But see, you do what the mounds?
I love the mounds.
Yeah, I think mounds are fucking gross. It's a bowl of mounds right now downstairs in the living room for the wife because she enjoys the mounds. I won't touch it.
I was gonna say, I didn't appreciate the Twisted Tea thing, but I appreciate the mounds.
It all evens out.
That's right.
But she don't like the almond joys. I sometimes you feel like some nuts, and I go either way.
Yeah, sometimes you don't.
Yeah,
I like them both, and I never did, and I love them now. They're not my top 5, but I adore them.
See, but like I said, there's not really any candy that I'll turn down.
Really?
Yeah, candy's good, man.
If I showed up at your house with a pack of Necco wafers, you would throw them shits in my face if you were really my friend.
Hell no. Love me some Necco wafers. The snap, the chalkiness. Fuck yeah.
What is a Necco wafer?
It's like a Smartie, only it's grittier. It's almost like eating fruit-flavored chalk.
Why is it called a wafer?
Because they're thin and airy and light, sort of.
And how is that anything like a spree?
It's not so much a Spree like a Smartie. You know what Smarties are? They're the ones that come
I
in
do
the
know what
roll.
Smarties are. Yeah, they're vintage.
Yeah. Good times.
Neckos are way more vintage.
Neckos are candy before they figured out how to really make candy.
Necco.
They're like the discs. They're like little chalky discs. They're fucking gross.
Oh, so glad you figured it out.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't hate those.
See?
I don't hate those at all. Is there should be a wrestler called the Necco Butcher.
Hopefully he's not as bad as the Necro Butcher.
Can I just comment on something RJ said? I wouldn't feed Mounds or Almond Joys to my dogs. You shouldn't, because isn't chocolate bad for your dogs?
Chocolate is bad. It gives them worms.
Yeah, shame on you, RJ. I can't imagine what chocolate you are feeding your dogs. Tisk tisk.
Don't give your dogs human foods. That's how you kill them eventually.
No. My grandmother's dog, she used to eat my grandmother would take leftover stew, soup. One time it was my grandfather's birthday. She threw birthday cake on top of it. That dog fucking slurped it up. Ate all that shit.
Let's preface this first of all.
Okay.
What's that?
You are not supposed to regularly give your dog human food. I go to see my father, and he's giving the dog. The dog gets some milk duds. The dog gets some. You're going to kill the fucking dog.
I mean, milk duds is not human food. I mean, you know, you want to give your dog a
whose
steak?
food is it?
Jesus, it's not really food. It's like a snack. I mean,
what are the words that are coming out of your mouth right now?
I mean, milk dud is a snack. You don't.
Yeah, but when you
But it's
say
food.
when you say food, that conjures up thought of like, oh, maybe a sandwich for
giving
lunch.
it to a dog. A dog would eat its own vomit. Doesn't know.
Tony, you're giving a dog a full like BLT? Is that what you're trying to say?
Tony's fucking rolling out the fucking fancy silverware for the dog.
Yeah, that's what I do because my dog is a fancy individual.
I just like you didn't say meatball. You said sandwich. Like people actually like put sandwiches on a plate.
No, but when people say food, you don't think of like eating a fucking Snicker bar as food. That's more of a snack. I
agree with that. It's I think candy has its own category where it's not necessarily considered food in general conversation.
Yeah, I wouldn't give my dog a bag of potato chips, but if I'm making some hot dogs or burgers on the grill, I may slip the dog a couple of hot dogs. Why not?
A couple?
Well, you know, yeah. What do you think? I'm putting it on a bun with relish and fucking cheese?
Well, you just said you'd give a dog a sandwich. A hot dog is a sandwich.
I didn't say I'd give him a sandwich.
How many hot dogs are you dropping on the ground?
It depends on how rumbly my stomach is.
Drop it like it's hot.
The dog.
Drop it like it's hot.
Dog.
If you're tuning in for Arik Cannon, he's not with us this evening.
Yeah, I'm Arik Cannon. What's going on, folks? How are you?
He's
Arik Cannon. When was the last time you were shot out of one?
For a later date and time. So it's just the three of us tonight.
Yeah, tough shit, folks.
I think it's gonna be a fucking party.
Womp womp.
It already is.
Because I was super jealous last week watching from some dumb Halloween party. I was like, God damn it, I want to be doing the show. I don't want to be standing in these people's fucking driveway. They're not eating pizza. They're all dressed up like idiots.
All right, what was the best and worst costume you saw last week?
Perfect question.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
There wasn't like a slutty Harry Potter girl.
No, it was a house party in fucking South Orange. It's all fucking hipster assholes.
Who was dressed like Black Adam? Any Black Adams? Any other decent?
There were some superheroes, and there were some. The one dude had a really creepy Chucky mask on, and I was like, "You gotta take that shit off, bro. If you're gonna order pizza, because it just creeped me out."
I thought you were a horror guy.
A horror guy?
Well, you're a death guy.
Yeah, you are a death guy, dude.
A death guy.
Yeah, you like the murder shows.
Just because I enjoy listening to murder podcasts and watching murder shows does not mean I would like to be locked in a room or come face to face with a serial killer.
Interesting.
On Halloween, where people are dressed up and you know it's a goof.
That's be the perfect time to disguise yourself. Are you kidding me?
It's like all like the Stings that come out. Why not? Why not just dress as Sting and then Sting actually is under a Sting mask and then Sting goes to town? Never know.
It's like when you're a kid toucher, you fucking turn the light on for Halloween. Break out those giant candy bars. Get all the kids to come to your house. After you park the van in the garage.
All right, so you bring this up. I'm gonna
Leave
ask you a
that alone.
question.
What? I've never touched a child in my life.
That was not the question. I heard friend of the show Aunt Money talking about little Aunt Money getting a Benjamin from some creepy old guy who was handing them out for Halloween to all the little kids.
Wait,
Hundreds?
Bill?
Hundo, yeah.
Wait, is Ben on the Franklin? Is
Ben on the Franklin.
Is Franklin on the 100 or is Franklin on the 50?
Kev, all about the Benjamins?
That's a great point.
Come on. Trying to
Listen,
get
all
my
right,
hands
listen,
on
I'm
some,
allowed. Just shut up, Tony. I'm allowed.
trying to get my hands on some grants like Horace. That's a 50, by the way.
That's weird.
Oh, that's right. Ulysses S. Grant.
I'm just gonna say that's weird.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. Although, had I gotten a heads up earlier, I would have told my son to dress up and drove him down there to get a free hundo.
Dude, if yeah, I'm about to say, like, I'd go like I'd change costumes. I'd change costumes and go 6 times.
I would have sat on the guy's lap and talked to him about Halloween's past.
He's not dead next year. He's gonna have a lot of really big kids showing up at his house.
Yeah, the 3 of us are we're gonna be skipping like the Wizard of Oz. We're gonna be skipping down to this guy's house. Hello.
Oh man. All right. Good. Well, I'm glad everyone's doing well. Everyone had a good week.
Oh,
Oh,
happy birthday to my niece Abigail. 4 years old.
fuck
Baby
yeah,
Abby.
dude.
I can't
Hope,
believe you're 4. I know you're not watching this.
I hope not.
Yes. She might still be young enough to handle it, but if my brother is or my sister-in-law are, happy birthday, Abby. I love you.
Oh, your sister-in-law is definitely not listening to this. Maybe your brother, not your sister-in-law.
Well, I mean, sometimes they spend time together, so they might
Look,
yeah, it's a nice romantic evening in. The kids are sleeping. Let's see what Kevin's doing.
Let's get ourselves in the mood to stick our heads in a fucking wood chipper and check out the Shining Wizards podcast. That's what fucking parents with kids want to do. Finally put the little monsters to bed, and then you're gonna listen to us fucking jack offs.
just like Wu-Tang, the Shining Wizards are for the children.
Yeah, man. If you want to get your ladies or significant others all hot and bothered, tune into the Shining Wizards. We'll get you there.
Allegedly.
We're there, Tony.
Oh, it's not alleged. There's nothing alleged about it. I can hear the drippings from across the country right now as we speak.
The Ric Flair drippings.
Wow.
Woo!
Woo wings! Woo woo woo! Woo wing! You know, he said. I know it's funny. I actually started listening to his podcast, and for someone who's done what he's done, like party wise and stuff, he actually seems like he's still got it pretty much together, like up here in the old Domski. And it's actually a pretty good podcast. Tony, have you listened to it?
Nope. Actually, this past week I actually went back and listened to an episode of Something to Wrestle. I haven't listened in a long time.
Which one? Because I listen every 6 weeks when they put out a new episode. I listen.
It was like a recap of Montreal.
Oh, it was the Montreal Screwjob Megasode.
So it wasn't just Bruce Pritchard.
It was Foley.
Foley and Gerald Briscoe, and I think there was somebody else that they glommed in there too. But it was interesting getting everybody's perspective, telling the story as to how things went down and like what led into it, what the fallout was. Especially hearing Mick talking about like he didn't want to go back, and he went home that night famously, and his thoughts on that. It was a good listen.
Such an interesting topic that's literally been talked about to death. But whenever you can get someone else's perspective that you may not have heard from before on it, it still fascinates me. And I'll listen. Like if Barry Horowitz was in WWE in 1997, if he put out an episode of a podcast about the screw job, I'd listen to it.
Now, Matt, you just sort of grunted there.
I said, fuck that guy.
Whoa!
Oh, fucking
friend of the show, Barry Horowitz.
Former guest.
He wouldn't fucking piss on you if you were on fire. This fucking, Brett thinks Goldberg's the shits, but I belong in the Hall of Fame. He's going to run with that fucking ball until he hits the fucking Pacific Ocean.
Listen, it's his career. Let him keep running with the ball,
oh my
dude.
God, he's about to get 86th off the Facebook for me.
I think it's hysterical Dude, that and when he posts like the picture of him in the ring with the wolf pack, he's like, oh, so no one turns their back on the wolf pack? I do. I think it's hysterical.
Fucking dingleberry.
The only thing that I do have issue with Barry Horowitz is when he said that he has an action figure coming out on our show when he was on, and it's just like a fan made a custom of it.
Oh, well, look at that! A professional wrestler lied to us.
That's what. All right, so don't be mad at me. Be mad
I'm
at
not
him.
mad at you. Why would I be mad at you? See, he's a fucking carny. They're all carnies, especially the guys from the 80s and the 90s.
And that could not be depicted more than in our rewind later on.
Holy shit! You want to talk about? How about fucking? Have you guys been up on Tales from the Territory?
I like that post that you had there before.
I didn't see it. Sorry.
I know, I was getting there. Matthew Birch, listen to Shining Wizards is truly the perfect date night idea. And Eric Freeds brings up a good point. Yes, Tony did help Bauerhausen get laid with advice. Good on you, Eric.
All right.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Story time.
You got to bring, bro. You got to go in the Discord.
Yeah, you got to join the Discord. If you're listening out there, you got to join the Discord. It's like a whole new world.
All right. So I need to know now, though. I'm not going to be able to do the show without knowing how you got somebody laid.
He didn't. He thinks he did. He didn't. David Henry Bauer III, who will be joining us November 28th, as he was our November Patreon winner. And we're going to do a Wizards Rewind to WCW Uncensored 1995. Moved to Texas, met a nice young lady, and things were going pretty well. Tony suggested that he just do the old take it out and say, what are we going to do about this?
Oh, boy.
Now, it cannot be confirmed or denied if Mr. Bauer did this, but things are going very well for him.
You're welcome.
That was your advice, Tony?
It was kind of like, you know, if you're panicking, if you don't know where to move next, that's the move.
Panicking,
that's
the move.
That's I'm sorry that I asked, Matt. I apologize.
Hey, you wanted the story, bro.
I did want the story. I was not expecting that.
You were not.
Apparently, neither was she. Hi-oh!
I was not expecting him to just take it out like Seinfeld. Remember that Seinfeld?
You were not expecting that from Tony, 4chan Tony, weird. I'm so horny, Tony. A couple weeks ago. You didn't,
but not in like a real life situation.
In a real life situation, what?
Like I don't think like I never expected Tony to like give somebody that advice in real life, like, and be Tony. Were you fucking around or were you serious?
Kevin, I take life seriously, bro. Come on.
Do you not know Tony?
Apparently, I don't.
Clearly, you do not.
Yeah. Nope. Yet it.
All right. So, anywho, since we were talking,
we were
about the Montreal Screwjob. Have you guys been up on Tales from the Territories?
I watched Florida. Okay. I started watching Stampede, but I'm not very far into it.
I liked Florida. There's a lot there that I don't think I've ever really dove deep into.
Yeah, like Eddie Graham, quite the drunken pilot, huh?
I mean, that's why fucking blow your brains out, I guess.
Yeah. Him and his kid.
Yeah.
They both went the same way. That's fucked.
But yeah, there was a bunch of stuff there that I didn't know that I liked. I watched the Stampede one, and I don't think there's a lot of meat on the bone there, Tony and Kevin.
There's a very, like, it's a weird group. It's like Dr. D, Abdullah,
so
fucking, what the hell is the other guy's name? Not nice Bob Slice or some shit?
Bob Coots.
Yeah, what the fuck was his name?
Oh, I know who that is. I know who that is.
And everybody's favorite old man lesbian, Bret Hart.
You watch your fucking mouth, dude.
Yeah, Tony. That was,
that was uncalled for, unnecessary.
Yeah.
Take back those nasty words.
Yeah. I mean, they're not.
No class, Bobby Bass.
That's the guy.
No,
Bobby.
Is he on ISPW this week?
No.
No class, Bobby Bass. No, I don't.
He could not get booked.
Let's see. No,
because I'm not booked, Terry.
Oh, Matt, you know who else is going to be at the ISPW show accompanying Rick Recon? Miss DeVille. Does that name ring a bell?
No. Miss DeVille.
Miss DeVille is
that from the fucking Kayla Sparks DVD? You creep.
Kayla's tag team partner in the Diva Killers. It's funny how that works, right?
No class Bobby Bass.
Small.
You know, Kayla
world.
Sparks was in the PWI 150.
Well, of course
Yes.
she was.
She's
Right,
hitting her
so-
stride, baby.
Of course she
She's
was.
back.
Bro.
I don't
Okay.
understand why Abdullah is on the show.
He didn't have a
Because-
Stampede run?
He did, but he
They really didn't really pick a lot of people from Stampede that you would have expected. Then again, a lot of them are gone.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's the
Yeah.
Hart family. Let's call a spade here.
But I mean, like guys that you would have thought, like the Bulldogs, they're both gone. Bad News Brown, he's gone.
Yeah.
You know, like these were
Is
like
Muckus
Stampede.
Singh still alive?
Ooh,
No.
I don't think he is.
that was Bastion Booger, right?
Bastion Booger and Friar Ferguson.
Yep.
And
Yes.
Crazy Ivan. No, not Crazy Ivan.
Crazy Ivan.
Cousin Luke. Not Cousin Luke. Who the fuck was he in WCW? He was a
No,
mental
let's-
patient.
Get there, come on, Kev.
Norman the Lunatic.
Oh,
Tony.
Tony!
Sorry. We need the show to move on. Kevin would have not let us stop fucking continue until he got it.
He's been dead since September 11th, 2010.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
A pulmonary embolism.
Oh, I hate hearing stuff like that. Knock on wood there.
Do you hate hearing that he died or that he had a pulmonary embolism or both?
Both. I hate hearing about people dying from something that you don't see coming.
Like a train?
Yes. Exactly. A pulmonary embolism.
Excuse me? What? What?
Listen, come on. I'll give you $20 if you can say it right now.
Is that like a preliminary hearing? A pulmonary embolism.
If you could say the word, Matt.
I just said pulmonary 4 times.
That's what I said. I said pulmonary.
That didn't sound like it. Play it back. Can we get a replay?
Yeah. Pulmonary.
So the Stampede one was fine, but fuck Abdul the Butcher.
You said butt fuck.
He makes this he gets like real awkward with Brett about like a check.
Yeah, apparently Stu stiffed him on money.
What the fuck out of here, Abdul the Butcher, you fucking cocksucking piece of shit.
Did you like the footage of Abdullah licking the blood off his hand from the other dude?
Oh, and he never gave anybody Hep C. No, Abdul the Butcher would never do that. You fucking crusty old shit. Go back to your fucking barbecue joint and stop harassing fucking Grandma Bret Hart. Stu Hart's been fucking dead for like 20 years.
Why are you calling?
So Matt, you literally lambasted Tony for taking a shot at Bret Hart, and you just did the same.
Well,
No, but I did.
Write it down.
Yeah, write it down.
Write it down. Grandma Bret Hart is the name of the episode.
I'm writing it down.
That'll get us some listens.
Will it?
I hope so.
I know what I did.
Yeah, Stu Hart's been fucking dead for 20 years, and this fucking shit dick with his fucking stupid head shows up on this fucking show, and he like awkwardly is like, "Oh, you got that check for me, you fucking ghoul."
He's a wrestler. That's what they look for. They're
Yeah,
checks.
he's a fucking carny asshole. Him and Barry Horowitz should go jump off a fucking bridge together. They like them
Jesus.
apples.
Jesus, dude, holding hands or what?
Yeah, you know who they could take with them? Take fucking Jacques Rougeau too. That fucking asshole. And fucking Ken Patera. Fuck Ken Patera too. You watch the AWA episode where Ken Patera's like, nobody wants to talk to me about my wrestling career. They want to talk about the McDonald's incident. Because you threw a fucking rock through a McDonald's window, you psychopath.
Did you hear him blaming some like 16-year-old kid
Yeah.
for doing it?
And fucking Medusa's like, Ken, it was a 30-pound rock. You're gonna
I
sit
couldn't
here
do
and
that.
lie to my face? Fuck Ken Shamrock. Fuck him too, not Ken Shamrock. I saw Ken Shamrock last Friday at New Japan.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say at the Halloween show, the Halloween party.
No.
Holy shit!
I was all fired up, man. I missed last week. I got a lot
Eric
on the
Freed's
brain.
Eric Freed's brings up a good point. Marco Stunt, you want him to jump off the roof too?
Oh my God, Eric, with the fucking Marco Sun stuff. Enough, dude. You've beaten that horse. That horse is literally glue now. It's the glue that's holding Abdullah the Butcher's head together.
Matt, but to be fair, you took the horse outside and shot it yourself.
And I'm okay with that. That's my gimmick. You can't steal my gimmick and then run it into the ground.
That's what they do with horses.
Oh shit!
You ride it into the ground. You ride that horse into the ground.
That's right.
Holy
Then
shit!
you turn it into glue. What else you want to talk
Don't
about?
come at us, Peter.
Fired
We're
up.
good. We love animals.
What
Oh
kind
my
of
god!
animals? No, I don't like birds.
Uh-oh.
I
What's
don't
wrong
like
with birds? Oh,
fucking
because you don't like Frankie. That's why.
birds are disease-carrying little shitheads. And fuck that Frankie, bro. Fuck that
Dude,
stupid
birds are adorable.
Birds are adorable.
They are. Can you get a
Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony's like, birds are adorable. I feed my dog this. How many pets you got in your house?
0.
Oh, Tony, the animal lover, doesn't have no animals, but he's an animal expert. Fuck out of here.
Kind of with Matt on birds.
Birds are gross.
Yeah.
Birds are awesome.
Birds are awesome. Like an
Yeah.
eagle is awesome. The bird that's outside that just shit on my deck and then is gonna eat some nasty worm in the ground, and then God knows what else is doing, rolling around in pig vomit. Then it flies into my sun porch. No, I
Yes.
don't want that fucking
That's what they
bird in my
do.
house.
They're going, we're going to go riding roll around in pig vomit and go land on this dickhead's porch. That's
You know
exactly
those
what they're
birds
thinking.
that like they hang out at the farm and they live in the poop and they eat the poop.
Yeah,
Who,
they live in the
chickens?
poop.
That's what you have for
No.
dinner.
They
Fucking
live in the
idiot.
poop, Tony. Live in the poop.
Fucking Nimrod. Have you seen where chickens live? It's disgusting.
I don't care. They taste delicious. They take the feathers off. They hose them down. The
You-
Briscoe brothers take great care of them.
It's
You
a
think
poop.
you think Frankie tasted good when he was all crispy?
Who do you think ate? Who do you think accidentally ate Frankie? Like, who do you think? They definitely killed that bird, right? As a rib.
No, the bird died in a house fire.
House fire.
Dude, it was that. There's no possible way that was the same Frankie for the whole run.
All right, so let me ask you this: after
Well,
it burnt up in the
what's
house,
the lifespan of a bird, Tony?
after you think after it burnt up in the house fire, you think Frankie put a little hot shit on there and
Coco, not Frankie. Frankie.
Oh,
can't
Coco, yeah. Well, you never know, but yeah, Coco probably enjoyed himself some crispy Frankie.
I heard, he
You'd have to,
was,
wouldn't
I heard
you?
he was devastated by it.
He was.
Yeah.
I got his phone number. We should call him.
Do it.
Do we have a phone?
I dare you.
No, we don't have a phone gimmick.
He just got on the Twitter. There's a
Coco?
whole article here about him being devastated.
I love
There's
Coco.
actually nothing here but
Yo, the chat is on fire, by the way. Fucking JJ, handsome Kevin, by the way, with Tony on this one. Birds are awesome, Frankie forever. Eric Freeds, if you bring a girl back and she's like, got anything romantic to listen to, and you're like, best I can do is Shining Wizard's Grandma Bret Hart episode, you will get married.
Yeah.
fucking A, man.
Holy shit.
Eric Freeds, if you get married based on this show, the three of us will walk her down the aisle.
Okay, Keith Parker's got a good point. Who tasted better, Frankie or Pepper? I
We
would say
don't-
Pepper.
I'm
Pepper was
There is-
like at least like chow meined up with a little sauce and shit like that. No,
Pepper was a work though. Frankie was real.
no,
Yeah, but
Pepper
okay.
was real.
What about here? Pepper or Quake burgers?
I don't like snake. I've had rattlesnake before. I don't care for it.
You didn't
Well,
know it
this
was
is
a
a python.
burger?
Whatever.
This
You
is a
don't like
python. This
snake.
ain't no rattlesnake.
You
Yeah, but python's all
love
muscle.
Snake.
Yeah. Tony will eat the snake whole.
I'll put the snake in my hole.
Goddamn, pal.
GFYOH.
There's no
GFYOA.
there's no possible way that bird lived its whole lifespan with Coco Beware on the road.
All right, well, let's think about this lifespan. How long was it?
Well, Frankie
Wasn't
was a
that long.
macaw, right?
Macaw or a cockatoo?
Oh, it wasn't a cockatoo. What's wrong
What's
with
His name
you?
was a
I don't know.
macaw.
What do you think? I'm an ornithologist here?
What's an
Hyacinth?
ornithologist?
A hyacinth macaw can live
Someone
up
who
to
studies
50
birds.
years. So it could have,
50
yeah.
Yeah, that's a bird that like has its own habitat. It lives in the jungle. It lives in your living room. This bird was on the road with wrestlers in the 80s.
Here, captive counterparts for macaws generally live 35 to 50 years, and the oldest pet macaw reportedly lived 112 years.
That's right. It's like a turtle with wings.
Oh, here we go. Unfortunately, the truth is that keeping a parrot as a pet is cruel and potentially dangerous.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
you need
stupid.
the internet to fucking tell you that?
Dude, I don't
know.
know the bird. I don't know. Birds. are
No, I know
awesome,
you
though.
don't know.
Listen, there's nothing redeeming about an animal that can poop on you when you don't know. Like from above.
Dude, like a little budgie, like one of them little blue or green ones. They hop around and they go beep, 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 beep. Like they're fucking
Birds
awesome,
fly,
dude.
man. I don't want a bird to hop. If you have the ability to fly, stop hopping, man.
Yeah, but you see those little brown birds that walk on the sidewalks? They hop everywhere.
They're
But
the
they
worst.
hop, dude.
No, they make noise when I'm trying to sleep. F them. They
No,
talk to
those
you.
are
I don't want
blackbirds
people.
are the ones
I
that
don't
make.
want birds talking to me. I don't care if birds know my name. Get out of here, stupid.
They're fucking squawking too loud over the 92
Yeah, they're
rumble.
squeaking and they're squawking. And get out of here.
How did we get here?
They're not chickens, dude.
What? Birds aren't chickens?
No, chickens are birds, not the other way
Chickens are
around.
birds,
No,
but
not. I
birds
didn't say
aren't
all
chickens.
birds are chickens. I said birds are chickens.
No, birds are not chickens.
Yeah,
Birds are
that's
not
what I
chickens?
said, and you just told me I'm wrong.
Birds are-
Chickens are birds, but birds aren't chicken.
I didn't say all birds. I said
I
birds.
understand. You can say that 100 times.
I'll say it 5 more times. Bro.
You're still wrong, dude.
What do you mean, bird? All right.
Birds are not chickens, for Christ's sake.
Listen to yourself say that out loud.
You just said it 3 times out loud. Listen to
Birds-
yourself saying it.
Birds are chickens.
No, they're not.
No, they're not, you dummy. You said it again.
That's right. And I'll keep saying it.
Would you say?
What are we doing?
Would you say?
I don't know, but I'm having a great time.
Is a penguin a chicken?
No.
No. Penguin's a
is-
bird.
Is a bird a penguin?
But birds are chickens.
A bird's a penguin, yes. Birds are penguins.
I love how he's so wrong, but he's just running with it.
Nope. 100% accurate. Ask an ornithologist.
Holy shit.
Why do you know what an ornithologist is?
You know what? That's a great question. I'm not even 100% sure if it's right.
I thought an ornithologist is somebody that followed O.J. Simpson.
No, that's the furniture. That's Simpsonite.
Wow, that's
Oh, I feel like I just relived 9/11. Jesus Christ. You two hit those buildings hard as fuck.
oh shit. Oh goddamn.
Let's see. Ornithology is a branch of zoology dealing with birds.
That's right. Look at this.
Look at that.
Not just the hat rack, boys.
He knows something as technical as an ornithologist, but he doesn't know that birds are chickens.
I do know birds are chickens. I said it 6
Oh.
times.
Chickens are birds. Birds are not chickens.
Thank you, Tony, for agreeing with me.
Holy shit.
Well, you guys agreed on a couple things this past week.
Oh, I think I know where we're going.
Ooh.
The WWE headed over to Saudi Arabia, and we had to make picks for the Crown Jewel.
You know what sucks? I don't have the Saudi Arabia national anthem anymore in the system. Otherwise, I'd be playing it.
Good.
Oh, gee Willikers.
Yeah. Shucks.
It's a shame we missed that. That ship has sailed.
Oh boy.
The Crown Jewel was Saturday afternoon at noon. And from my understanding,
Okay, now you can go.
I heard it was a great show. I did not watch it, but I do know the results. I saw some of the highlights. The wonderful wrestling community seemed to be 50-50 on one Logan Paul.
Oh, well, the,
Now, I know I
50
saw
that, the 50 that was down on him are freaking morons.
Yep, I could agree with that.
Well, then I don't need to say anymore. I got your feelings right off the bat.
Yeah. He was awesome. He was incredible.
I think the thing he did with his phone is one of the most spectacular things I've ever seen.
And it makes sense because he's a fucking YouTuber. Like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to get into the aftermath yet, but we don't have to.
We
But
can.
dude, Logan Paul he's a pro wrestler in my eyes. Like if he wants to wrestle every single Monday on my TV, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm sorry. Dude had what, 3 matches, maybe 2 matches, 3 matches. Guy knows what he's doing. He trains hard. He respects the business. He respects pro wrestling, and he literally could not have put on a better performance than he did on Saturday. I loved everything about it. So, haters gonna hate, and that's it. So, watch some more wrestling, and then come talk to me.
I don't really have a problem with it. You know, it was. I look at the Crown Jewel as a throwaway show.
A throwaway show.
Yeah, I think it's like I don't know. It's just like I don't know. Call it fucking. Call it shooting ladders. I don't give a shit what you call it.
No, you're actually kind of right because I was thinking about this because like this time period from like maybe not yet, but like from like Survivor Series to like Royal Rumble is kind of like the lame duck period for WWE, right? Like you have Survivor Series, which is a major pay-per-view. You do whatever you do in December, but the real stuff starts picking up at the Rumble and then goes on through WrestleMania. So I can understand what you're saying. This is being viewed as a throwaway show, but it didn't feel like a throwaway show when watching it.
Right, and that's great. Look, I know people were like super upset, like how dare Logan Paul get a shot at the champion? He's only wrestled 2 matches. Honestly, who gives a flying fuck?
And they did such a great job with the build-up, man. Like they did such a good job for like the limited appearances that Logan Paul had on TV and with the press conference. It like and then him showing up on the show with his own like technical quote unquote bloodline. Like I don't know anything about Jake Paul. I only know about Logan Paul because of his interaction with wrestling. But like him and the thought of him and maybe Jake fighting the Usos at WrestleMania really intrigued me. But obviously now I don't think that's going to happen. But I watched the show, enjoyed the heck out of this match. Loved it.
Look, Triple H clearly has an idea of what he's doing, right?
Right.
So he would not put Logan Paul in a position to fail. And Logan Paul being the showman that he is. Don't get it twisted. Him and his brother, they're showmen.
Right.
Of
Right.
course.
Don't forget, Logan Paul fought fucking Floyd Mayweather.
Knocked him out.
Right.
Or beat him.
And his
Beat
brother has been his brother's doing MMA exhibitions against Anderson Silva and Tyrone Woodley. Like they've made fucking names for themselves doing MMA and kickboxing and boxing and all this goofy shit.
Yeah.
To my point, I feel like it's a throwaway pay-per-view, but you put Logan Paul on there, you put it on a Saturday afternoon. We went to Dave & Buster's the other night. There were fucking Crown Jewel posters everywhere. Come here and watch the Crown Jewel, Roman Reigns and Logan Paul.
Really?
I got news for you. Those posters aren't there when it's Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley or Roman Reigns and I don't fucking know who the fuck he's feuding with now. I don't Drew McIntyre. There was no Clash at the Castle poster at the Dave & Buster's.
Interesting. Because they usually try to draw. I don't know if they still do with the Peacock stuff. I don't know how those pay-per-view type situations work in restaurants. But like every time that I would go to like any one of those places, they would always have the poster for every single show out there. Come watch this here. But,
well, don't forget too, Logan Paul is a huge selling point. He's got a hell of a following on his own. Not to mention that video of him jumping off the top. Within the first 24 hours, it got something like 38 million views. That's
38 million views.
Yeah, that's insanity.
Yeah, I guarantee you the numbers went up for the show, and a lot of it was basically because I'm not gonna say all of it because that's just unfair to everyone else. Because listen, let's not get it twisted either. Roman Reigns is a bona fide like mega star in professional wrestling. The bloodline is the best thing going in professional wrestling today, and I believe that firmly. And it's the most entertaining segments in all of wrestling. So Roman Reigns deserves some credit too, but Logan Paul brings new eyes. Roman Reigns brings the eyes, but Logan Paul brings like.
Logan Paul brings you to the dance, and Roman Reigns makes you want to stay.
Boom, nailed it, perfect. And then, but then once you get to the dance, Logan Paul's still dancing. He ain't sitting on the. What do you call those people that used to go to the wall? Back in the dances, back in school, like there was a term for the people that would just sit, and as opposed to the people that would dance.
Nerds.
All right, fine. Logan Paul ain't no nerd. What the heck were they called? It was a term for them.
Sitters, shitters, quitters, fitters.
No. Anyway, he's not one of those. He's not a shitter. He's not a sitter. He's not a
Wallflowers.
Wallflowers.
Hot Spock coming in hot. That's it. It's all him.
He got you to the dance, but when you got there, He was no wallflower. He was in there killing it with Roman Reigns.
Oh, and then Asian Joe says, and then Uncle Tony teaches you how to close the dance date.
Fuck yeah,
good.
dude.
Yeah.
Just take that shit out.
Tony, you
That's
should do a
it.
spin. You should do a spin-off podcast where you just give dating advice to people.
Even after dancing and getting all sweaty, you're just gonna take it out.
Fuck yeah, dude.
There's no like, I gotta go freshen up before we do this. You don't go in, you don't wipe it down, maybe a little talcum powder, baby powder.
Pheromones, baby. Drives the bitches wild.
What if you got a stinky sack? What if your sack smells like onions?
I disagree, Tony.
Then it fucking tastes like a hamburger. I don't know what to tell you.
No. You go in, you shower off and you go back out there.
But what if the shower's not accessible, Kevin? You're at a dance. You don't have a towel. You didn't bring a change of clothes.
Interesting. Yeah, I got nothing for that.
I'd plug Manscaped, but fuck them. They don't give us free shit anymore. So
you said butt fuck again.
I'd love saying butt fuck.
Look, I mean,
say it to my face.
Unless she feels this fucking insatiable desire to have some hot dog when things are picking up, I mean, who gives a shit? If you're bumping uglies, what are you gonna do? You think you're gonna smell like fucking rot? Like, no. Just let it
Agent
happen.
Joe says, helicopter it then?
No, because if you helicopter, you might waft it around. You don't want to do that. Like, if it's gonna be stank, you want to just kind of leave it there.
Double J Rogue, Handsome Kevin says shower in the locker room. Here's the thing: at the school dance, they got all that shit locked up. They don't want you fucking with none of that.
No,
shit.
they don't.
Yeah, who's planning ahead that they're gonna take a shower in the locker room?
No,
during a
those
school
gym
dance?
teachers got them towels on lockdown, bro.
I don't know what they fucking do in Minneapolis, but here, they'd fucking hate on you all the time. Yo, what are you taking a shower for at the dance, bro?
But then you tell them, I'm gonna try and get up in them guts, son.
Then they'll just say, "Get up in them guts." What the fuck you doing? You
'Cause
know
you
what?
don't-
While you're in there washing your balls, two other dudes just got up in them guts.
Oh, that's a great point. Two, no less.
That's
Yeah.
not the lady you want to spend your time with. If she's letting two dudes up in them
I
guts,
mean,
the amount of time it took you to wash your nads.
Well, I mean, she's not somebody you're taking home to mom, but she's somebody you'll take home.
Right, but what if there's like a chance encounter with mom in the morning?
Why would you let her stay?
Yeah,
She
that's
already
a
had
great-
two other dudes up in them guts.
Yeah.
What if you're tired? What if you had a long stay?
Then you got other problems to worry about
Yeah.
than getting up in them guts.
And also, I'm hoping she's driving herself.
Yeah, you got to kind of reevaluate at that
Yeah.
point.
Wow, look at you, fucking Prince Charmings. She's not staying. I hope she drives herself.
If
No
it's
wonder
a
why
day-
you're BFY.
Wait. Are we talking about? Are we talking about someone that you're seeing, like you're dating, or
You
just
never
a random?
know. Look, you could just try to be getting up all up in them guts, and then
If
you
I'm
bring her
all-
home, and she's like, "Let me wear this Brian Myers mask while you hit me from behind." And you're like, "Oh my god, this is my dream girl."
Put a little throat yogurt on her back.
Yeah, and then like it turned out you wanted to start out as a one night stand, but now you're in love with this girl.
No, God.
Hey, listen,
It happens.
it happens. But
Making her fucking wear the
in that
Brian Meyer
moment-
mask and during wedding
No,
pictures.
you're not making her do anything. She wants to.
Oh God.
listen, if she
Oh
wants
man,
to,
you're a major brother. Let me wear this.
Major Mark.
Whatever, dude.
Listen, if she
You're still getting some, and she's wearing a Brian Myers mask. So it's like,
no,
That's
I
the
don't
best
know.
worlds for you.
That'd be weird. I didn't grab it. I didn't take in the whole spectrum of what you've been saying. And that's the worst thing you've ever said on the show.
is it? Wow, because I made a couple pedophile jokes before.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Strike it from the record.
Strike it.
It has
No.
been stricken.
I'm
What
not.
is this? We're striking into the record. We're making motions. What are we in fucking court?
That's right.
Yeah, we want to make you feel like you never left work today.
No.
All right, so
Holy
it was
shit.
we did a Crown Jewel Saturday. Roman Reigns successfully defends the title against Logan Paul.
I don't think there was any doubt of that outcome.
No, we all had the Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
They did a little hot potato with the women's tag titles on Raw.
Yeah, that was some
Alexa
bullshit.
Bliss and Asuka won, and then they promptly lost it right back, and I lost that match. That was one of the matches I lost.
Yeah, I thought all three of us went 6-2, but I guess not according to.
No, you probably
the
read
record.
the seven picks that you sent in.
Oh yeah, Ronda. Did Ronda win? Did Ronda Rousey win her
Did
match?
she ever? She fucked Natty up and broke her nose. That
That's
poor
right.
woman had to go have surgery.
Yeah. For those who don't know, I thought Ronda Rousey was fighting Natalia on the show, and I sent the pics with Ronda, and everyone was like, Ronda? Then I sent the same exact text again.
He sent it twice.
I sent it twice because the copy and paste feature on my phone was not working with the new pics. So I sent the same one over again.
We found out post-show that Logan Paul injured his ACL, MCL, and he had a meniscus tear. And we also found out during the pay-per-view that maybe Jey Uso broke his wrist because Michael Cole had said that he had potentially broke his wrist during the show.
No, I think he went into it with the injury.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they were successful against the Brawling Brutes.
That's right.
We all had that pick correct. Kevin took Bobby Lashley and the Brockster one. Although my understanding is Brock was dominated for the whole match and they used the old Bret Hart Roddy Piper finisher.
They tried to use the old Bret Hart Roddy Piper finisher. Didn't really work out that great.
Neither one of those guys should be doing anything like that.
No, they're athletes, but
Yeah, but still.
they're big athletes.
Like Dusty Rhodes says, don't do anything you can't do.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, that was tough. And there's looking back, there's no reason why I shouldn't have gotten the show perfect. I'm thinking.
Wow.
Yeah, me either, but shit doesn't work out that way sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
That's right.
fucking
Yeah. I support all that. But like my logic into this, and I guess some things in WWE, dude, once I heard Brock Lesnar's pop when he came out, I was like, dude, he's winning. I was like, I'm fucked. Like, he's definitely winning this match.
Can I ask you a question off topic, Matt?
Yo.
How many pay-per-views do we have between Wrestle Kingdom and the Royal Rumble?
17.
Is it that many?
No.
But like at the end of the year?
Yeah.
Our
Like,
year.
how many more after Wrestle Kingdom?
I think we just have Hard to Kill after Wrestle Kingdom.
And then,
So we have Hard Times, Full Gear, Survivor Series, whatever December WWE pay-per-view is, Wrestle Kingdom, and
Is there a January WWE show? I know they canceled the
Royal
day
Rumble.
one. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Royal Rumbles were
wow.
No, because they did day one and Royal Rumble. I know they canceled day one.
Yes, our year starts on the Royal Rumble. So Hard to Kill will be the last pay-per-view of the year.
Time's ticking, boys.
You're up.
Who are you talking to?
You're up 7 games.
Yeah, you're up 20 on me, so look out. I'm coming like a freight train.
Talk.
I feel like we shouldn't punish the 2 losers. I feel like we should just punish the 3rd place.
No,
loser.
it's always been the same, Kevin. Don't start fucking backpedaling now like you're Sauce Gardner.
Keith Gardner's a stud. Don't you dare besmirch the name of Sauce Gardner.
I wasn't. I said stop backpedaling like him. Keith Parker said, could the Jey broken wrist allegedly become an angle where Sammy steps in to defend the belts with Jimmy and gets pinned? Are you feeling oozy about that?
That's incredible that you worked that in there. If they have to, it's available if they need to.
Yeah, but they should not get rid of Sami Zayn at this point. Like, not yet. They're not ready to get rid of him yet.
No, but why would you get rid of him? You would just continue to build the dissension between Jey and Sammy.
Because I think if he loses, then I don't think Roman would have any choice but to
No,
get rid
because
of him,
I think Roman's be like, this guy has stepped up. This guy is upped his game. We're going to the Waffle House. We're very oozy about it.
Yeah, but if they lose the titles,
No.
the tribal chief may not like that.
No, but maybe he'll blame Jey and not, or
Yeah,
he'll
like
blame
Jey
Jimmy
broke
and
his
not.
wrist. Fucking Sammy stepped into a situation he wasn't fully prepared for.
I think the dynamic between Sammy and Roman is too good to just drop this fast. It's so freaking funny. Like, have you guys watched? Like, I went on YouTube and watched all the times that Sami Zayn has made people break character and just start laughing in the middle of their segments, and it's absolute gold. Sami Zayn is, like I said, in my top 5 last week. He is the most popular, quote unquote, bad guy that in all of professional wrestling right now. So.
Drew McIntyre won by escaping the cage. I think Kevin picked Karrion Kross.
I did.
Me and Tony took Claymore. The Judgment Day beat the OC. I think I took the OC.
You did. Both you guys did.
Yep.
Yeah. Braun Strowman beat Omos.
I think we all got that one.
Yeah.
The Usos, we went over that. I picked Bailey to beat Bianca Belair. And that's on me.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get a title change.
Well, to your point earlier about it being like a throwaway show, I was like, all right, are we really going to get an entire show that doesn't have a title change? And to me, the only title that made sense to change was the hot shot of the women's tag team title.
Was Damage Control.
Yeah.
I had a feeling it was going to be one way or the other, but I kind of chickened out on it. And I was just like, I just went with the champs to retain on both, and I came out 1-1. So
the champs are here. So now the Usos are going to wrestle the New Day on SmackDown Friday.
That's right. And then if they win, they get some sort of to be like the longest tag champs like ever.
They'll be poised to break the New Day's record as longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history.
That's nuts. This bloodline storyline is like so perfect for it though. So I'm not even mad. You eat that whole wheel of cheese and I'm not even mad.
Why would you be mad?
I don't know. I mean, people get mad about everything. So I'm sure there are some people that want to see a change at some point, but I think the story is so good that it's like, I feel like people get mad when they expect them to win all the time. So like maybe people will be like, oh, why am I even watching this? It's obvious that Roman's going to win. It's obvious that the Usos are going to win. But I enjoy it. I think it's great. And I think it builds up the greatness for when they eventually do lose. And I don't know. At this point, I don't know who the Usos lose to, because I don't think there's any other tag teams that are on their level.
I don't know. I mean, who beats the Usos and who beats Roman?
Cody Rhodes beats Roman, and FTR beats the Usos.
But here's the thing now, Tony. Bray Wyatt coming back throws a complete monkey wrench into the situation.
No, it doesn't. Fuck Bray Wyatt.
Oh, okay.
Monkeys cannot be wrenches, but wrenches can be monkeys.
That's right. Birds.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Birds are chickens.
Here's another. So, Kevin, you watched the show. Good show?
Sure did.
Would you recommend it?
Yes, 100%.
I did not see the show, and I'll be completely honest with you, I probably won't go back and watch it just because time is of the essence. Sure. But another thing that I'm completely fascinated with. People were so butthurt about the buckshot lariat.
All right. I noticed it. When I saw it, I obviously thought about Adam Page, but afterwards, I haven't given a thought since.
Dude, people
not one thought until you just mentioned it right now.
People are crazy. It's a wrestling move. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Who? Yeah.
Mortis is the answer. Who did it before Adam Page?
Mortis.
Oh yeah, WCW Worldwide, baby.
No, the world is watching.
He's throwing fucking buckshot lariats, man. Way ahead of his time.
God, that's crazy. Yeah, when I saw it, obviously I thought of Hangman, but I didn't give it a second thought till right now.
Phil Rea, records and streaks are made to be broken. It's how they end, of course. I don't see any team beating the Usos right now.
Yeah, he's right.
That's a good point. Fair point.
Yeah, I mean everything. They're going to lose. All three of them are going to lose.
Yes, when the time is right. Matthew Birch, Bray Wyatt should stay far away from any title picture.
All right, that's a fair point. I'll take that. But you just don't know is what I'm saying. Is like if Bray Wyatt, like you heard the reaction Bray Wyatt got, like it was insane. If you heard the reaction that Drew McIntyre got, that was nuts. And I know it's a completely different land, it's a different country, and they just wanted to see their guys go over. So again, back to Matt's throwaway show point, I think it's one that we could kind of just, this was awesome, but it didn't really happen. Because like it's like the lame duck period. Like you're not starting a new feud before Rumble. Like you're just not. Like Drew McIntyre is not going to start another program. Like right now, him and Cross is not done. I don't think, which is why I picked Cross. Is because I thought that they were going to go further, which is why I picked Lashley, because Brock is going to be gone until probably the Rumble. So like you still have to do stuff, and you're not going to start something new. Bobby Lashley might have a filler because Brock won't be here, but Cross and Drew McIntyre is not over by any stretch, I don't think.
It looks like because Triple H is running the show that Survivor Series is going to be a War Games theme. So
War Games, Daddy. War Games, Daddy. The match beyond.
So you would assume it's going to be the Bloodline, but who would you put the Bloodline against?
I wouldn't go that far. I think we'd see Judgment Day and the OC in some additions there. Because they said in the advertisement it's 10 superstars. Each one only has 4 right now. So that's what kind of threw me off guard. So maybe it could be Bloodline because Bloodline is 5.
Yeah, the Bloodline has 5.
Yeah. Unless they do 2 matches. They're not all going to be War Games matches.
No, it's not no more Hell in the Cell, right?
Yeah. Listen,
So
I don't care. Like, if you get like one women's War Games one. Now, here's the thing. Now, are you doing what are your thoughts on a War Games match with Rhea Ripley, and if the OC involved a female?
The Mike Spear just hit you with it. Definitely Judgment versus OC, Edge, and Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, but that advertisement that they did on the show, and if anyone's in the chat that watched Crown Jewel, I thought they said 10 superstars, meaning it was going to be a 5-on-5. So my initial thought was, if it's OC versus Judgment Day, then Edge and Mysterio come back and join Judgment Day. Join the OC, and that's the team. And if it's Judgment Day, maybe Ripley does go in and they add a new member.
I really hope they don't put Ripley in the ring if they do that shit. No,
but she's like the de facto like muscle of the group. I mean, I know you have Damian Priest.
She is the China of. She is what China was to DX.
Exactly, and they had no problem putting China in the ring, so I don't think they'll have a problem putting Rhea Ripley in the ring. Now, if you want to go Bloodline versus somebody, I feel like the Bloodline versus Judgment Day would have been the way to go, because Bloodline is not feuding with enough people that would constitute a heated rivalry, I don't think, right now as we stand in November. There's just, they're feuding amongst each other, and there's like no one like who can you think of 4 or 5 guys off the top of your head that the Bloodline would fight?
I don't watch enough of the WWE product, but I guess we'll find out after this show, right? After tonight, when we're going with the Wizards.
I'm going to throw this one up here right now.
They could probably just put a hodgepodge together, right? Like, like Bobby Lashley and Claymore, and I don't know.
Yeah, but Triple H made it a point to saying that it's going to be, and now the Usos are fighting the New Day on Friday, like we said, so that could be the development of potentially getting them involved. But Matthew Birch just said, yes, both War Games are going to be 5. So both War Games are going to be 5-on-5. The Bloodline is on the poster, so I'm assuming they're going to be in the men's War Game match. All right. I didn't see the poster. So, but I mean, they're also the top act in all professional wrestling, so that could just be a coincidence. But I feel like the feud between the OC and the Judgment Day has just been too good not to put in the cage. Like, I think you get Edge and Mysterio back, and maybe Bloodline or Judgment Day add somebody else.
I thought Mysterio went to SmackDown and he was doing whatever Raw.
He fought Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, lost to him on Friday. But I feel like you can't just leave that story that way. I feel like that's all part of like the further storytelling with him not wanting to fight Dominic, and then eventually he'll come around and do it. Whether there's enough time to do it, because I'm not 100% sure when Survivor Series is. It's usually around Thanksgiving. But
people seem to be high on the Brutes, Sheamus, and the New Day.
That would work.
Yeah, Matthew Birch and Keith Parker both said the same thing.
But is that in War Games?
You have to bridge the gap, right? Between now. So Roman has no feud right now, right? So we're coming off a Crown Jewel. Raw is happening tonight. So we have what, 3 weeks to build this?
Right.
So we're looking to make new stars. We're looking to put people in these positions. You have the Brutes is what? Gunther?
No, that's
no.
Oh, that's
Sheamus's group.
It's Sheamus, it's Ridge, Holland,
and Butch.
And
What's his nuts? Pete, whatever his name is. Yeah.
And go ahead. Sorry.
You know, Sheamus can go. He's a formidable opponent for Roman Reigns.
Yep, I agree.
You know, and if it gets the New Day involved, I mean, I'm not against. I don't think it'll be bad.
No, if they decided to do that, I would, because the Brawling Brutes have done a tremendous job of getting themselves popular, and Sheamus has totally resurrected his career with this. And so if you want to tell me that Sheamus is in a main event in 2022, I will not frown upon that whatsoever.
Now, a question I posed this to you, Kevin.
Okay.
What scenario would it take for you to take Sheamus out of this proposed War Games and put him in the SmackDown World Cup Tournament?
He's going to be in it. He'll be in it.
Now, if you're not watching on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter, Tony's face, right? Remember when you were a child and you just desperately wanted that gift? Tony's face just lit up like he just got that gift when I told him there was another tournament. Tony, how do you feel about WWE trying to jump in on the World Cup, which will be happening in November?
And what is
to the
what
table?
is what does this mean? Like what is it for?
It is for the World Cup of SmackDown.
Oh, great. Is Shane McMahon coming back for this one? Because he's the greatest wrestler in the world.
It has not been announced yet. All we know is it will be an 8-man tournament, and it will be starting this Friday on SmackDown.
Oh, fucking joy.
Do you think this is like their
What
version?
are you reading? Wait, what are you reading?
The notes that Matt printed.
It's like fucking Bill Parcells is in the fucking screen with us.
Listen,
That's how out of touch Tony is with football. He just made a coaching reference to Bill Parcells.
Well, he used to coach the Jets, didn't he?
Yeah, for a very brief
25 years ago,
period.
buddy.
Yeah, and for a very brief period in time. But is this like? Is it going to be like? Is it going to be like the All Atlantic Championship tournament where you have people from like different countries in it? I guess it has to be, right? It's the World Cup.
Gives a shit.
Oh, come on, Tony.
Gives a shit. Why the fuck are we wasting valuable airtime talking about nonsense and horse shit?
Tony,
what? Defend the World Cup to me, Kevin.
I will. I'll defend WWE to you right now. Because clearly you don't watch
defend
it.
the World Cup. I don't fuck everything else. What about the cup? What makes this good?
All right.
What comes out of this?
Here we go.
Oh, come on, defend the cup. Come on.
I'm trying. Give me some time. Here we go. So, I got nothing. I got nothing.
What is this, making sexy time? That's it?
Even tournament doing receiving.
Oh. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. That exasperation on Kevin, it just fucking shows you how terrible this is.
It's a gimmick show.
Why Kevin looks for the silver lining. Sasha Banks also resurfaced, and she went on her Instagram, and she said in a very short video, as time passes, there's been so much growth, and there's so much been so much beautiful opportunity and a journey that I've been loving. But as the time also goes on, the date is coming that I've been waiting for the past 6 months, and I cannot wait. But I'm really gonna make most of this November and make all my dreams happen in preparation for this date that I've been waiting for. I'm very excited, and I hope you guys come along for the journey, which I know a lot of you have been waiting for me for so long. So thank you. But I just want to let you know there's going to be something so fucking crazy coming. What could be so fucking crazy that Sasha Banks is talking about?
Number one, she could be transitioning. Number two, she could be getting hair plugs to take her 5-head down to a 4-head. Or three, she's going to be another fucking person to jump into the AEW quagmire. So take your pick.
No, she's still under contract with WWE.
Gives a shit.
When you say transition.
Yeah, she decided that she's going to be a man.
Not a Mandalorian or whatever she was. What? She was in the Star Wars show, right?
No.
I know. It was a great line, too.
It was a great line, man. We're giving you your flowers.
No, I just didn't know what it was. She wasn't the Mandalorian.
Holy shit.
Amat Spock says she is putting out her own Star Wars series.
Who gives her the right?
Yeah, you should have stopped after putting out.
George Lucas.
You mean George Lickass?
Wow.
All right, Tony. Take a breather, buddy.
Wow. Well, let's go from one tournament to the other, Tony.
Wait, I smell my balls. I should helicopter a little bit.
Does it smell like onions?
Of course it does.
It's falafel
Oh,
balls.
JJ Rogue bet she's doing a music album. So we got her own TV series and a music album.
A music album. Who phrases it like that?
What kind of music is
in the Midwest?
what kind of music is Sasha Banks making?
Smooth R&B.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't think she's got a soft voice though. I think she's kind of like rough with the voice.
She doesn't do the voice. She just does the beats and it plays over an episode of The Shining Wizards.
I like it.
Boom.
I like it.
All right.
I mean, her cousin is Snoop Dogg, so it's not crazy that she decides to go rapping.
Well, it's going to be something fucking crazy.
I criticized him for saying music album, and I said go rapping.
She's gonna go rapping.
We're in the holiday season.
That's right.
So let's go from one tournament to the other, since we know how much Tony loves tournaments.
Yes,
Tony,
I do.
culmination of the second tournament, you are going to be live in Newark, New Jersey, at Full Gear, and we're going to get our world title eliminator tournament finals. Finals at Full Gear.
Tony.
So we have another tournament. 8 men have been announced for this tournament. Do you want to know who's in the AEW tournament, Tony?
No.
I do.
All right, Kevin, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell Tony.
And the listeners.
And all those out there. On the left side of the bracket.
Oh my God.
What? It's fucking, there's 2 sides, asshole.
Do you not know how tournaments work?
You know what? To be fair, the King of the Ring was always one
Yeah,
side.
you're right. I know. I bit my tongue right after I said that.
On the left side, you have Eddie Kingston versus Ethan Page taking place this
Fucking
Wednesday.
enthralling.
And the winner of that will face the winner of Bandito versus Roosh.
Oh, even better.
On the right side of the bracket, Ricky Starks against Lance Archer.
Terrible. Who else?
And Brian Cage against Dante Martin.
Why do any one of these 8 idiots deserve a title shot? Explain this to me. Which one of those guys is deserving of a title shot? The answer is none.
I would say Roosh or Bandito.
No.
Both former Ring of Honor World
No,
Champions.
wrong, 0, no.
All right, can we let him
Stupid.
finish the bracket?
Doesn't MJF have a fucking match? Doesn't he have a title shot? Why do we have to give away title shots like candy?
Well, Tony,
because everybody's got a title. That's why.
Like Necco Wafers.
the winner of this tournament will get a title match at Winter is Coming.
Oh, fucking wonderful. You know who else isn't coming? Tony. You know why? Because he's not excited at all for this fucking tournament.
Well, no. You'll be there. At
No, I'll be there. I won't be coming, though.
Says you.
Yeah, says me.
Well, stop, dude. I'll pay extra to get someone to jerk you off in the suite.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Hey, isn't Sausage Fingers coming with us?
Yeah. Phil, hit me up. Let's talk.
Phil, we'll get you a job. Because apparently you hate yours so much because they don't fucking pay you well. So we'll give
Phil, you won't have to commute 6 hours for this job.
Yeah. GFYOH.
But Tony, that's not all. That's not all, because we have more for Full Gear, Tony.
Oh, I can't wait.
We're gonna get to see the Ring of Honor title defended.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I
yeah.
know what you're saying, Tony. Will this be a traditional one-on-one match?
Let me guess. The answer is no.
You're correct, Tony. How many people do you think are going to be in this match for the
It's
Ring of Honor?
probably going to be a 10-man elimination match.
Well, you're not even close right there.
15.
You're gonna come down, buddy. Come way down.
Oh, 9.
Let's
6-pack challenge, I'm guessing.
Tony, we've been doing this for 11 years. You know
11.
You know how many people are going to be in this match?
5.
Close.
11.
God damn it, Tony.
6.
You're fucking driving me nuts right now.
3.
We're almost there.
2.
I just told you it wasn't a one-on-one match.
Is it a gauntlet?
4. It's a fatal
Thank you.
4-way.
It's a 4-way.
Oh,
Fantastic.
great. Let me guess. It's going to be fucking Belly Jericho defending against like Dante Martin, Wheeler Yuta, and fucking and hand job fucking pockets.
It'll be Jericho defending against none of those people. Will be Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli,
How about that?
and Sammy Guevara.
Oh, great. So Jericho's going to beat 3 fucking names. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Well, someone's got to win.
Yes. Will it be Jericho, though? This may be an instance where he doesn't get pinned to lose.
Oh, who gives a shit?
Maybe Guevara gets pinned, leading to more.
Oh, wonderful. More nonsense.
Maybe we rehash the dissension between Sammy and Jericho.
More stupidity.
Well,
Wonderful.
Tony, don't worry. Wednesday night, you'll get a preview as Bryan Danielson and Sammy Guevara battle in a best 2 out of 3 falls match.
For what reason? Another title shot?
That they have had
Oh, boy.
some issues. Yes, that's a great term.
Wonderful. Issues.
term.
Great.
Oh, boy.
Apparently somebody's having issues breathing because he knows how bad this fucking show is.
No, this full gear is going to be awesome. Interim AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm against Jamie Hayter.
How fucking hurt was Thunder Rosa? I thought she was going to be out a couple of weeks.
Well, it's been a couple months now, and she's still not back. So maybe she
They're
returns at
probably
Full
not
Gear.
inviting her back. They're probably pissed off at her for some reason or other. So stupid.
We will see our friends, the Acclaimed, defend their tag titles against Swerve and Our Glory.
Oh, wonderful.
Really?
Like, we don't want to put FTR in there and have a fucking, like, a real team take on the tag champs.
What's not real about either of these teams?
Do you not want to scissor me?
No, listen, I love the Acclaimed. I didn't say anything bad about them. Why they got to wrestle Keith Lee and fucking what's his nuts?
Because
again?
it's the rematch.
Gives a shit.
All right, Matt.
3 times these fucking teams are wrestling. For what reason?
Because that's what
Why?
happens.
Because Keith Lee does this? You know what he's going to do? He's going to smell my fucking balls at Full Gear, and he's going to fucking do this.
Talcum powder onions.
Talcum powder Tony. There you go.
But I don't understand. Like, you dismiss everything, but without any anything to back it up.
Because
like,
I don't care about that match.
Why do you hate everything that they're announcing?
Because
Matt's announcing.
The Jericho match is dumb. Dumb. Why is FTR wrestling at Full Gear?
It is yet to be announced.
Oh, well, there you go.
They're in
that's
Japan,
a no.
right? They're going to Japan.
Back, they are back from the Japan.
They're back
Oh, and I can't wait. I bet you we're going to get a super kick party, and I bet you Kenny Omega's going to do his pew, pew, pew shit, and he's going to fucking 69 Don Callis in the fucking Prudential Center. It's going to be fucking amazing.
All right, Tony, here's the one thing. I don't care that you don't like AEW anymore. I'm over it. I'm done. But the fact that you completely just absolutely destroy it without any knowledge of what's going on the show is mind-boggling to me.
I know what's going on.
Oh, do you?
See this? The pulse? Fingers are on it right there. Right there.
They made a big to-do about who was going to challenge Jericho on Wednesday night for the Ring of Honor World Championship. It was a former Ring of Honor champion, and we had the return of Colt Cabana.
The return? Where the fuck did he go?
He's been off TV since CM Punk got a job, so.
Yeah, but he's part of Ring of Honor.
Tony
doesn't have a TV show.
There is no Ring of Honor right now. Saying you're part of Ring of Honor is like saying you're part of the people that worked at Spirit Halloween.
Then why?
There is no Spirit Halloween anymore.
It's like when WWE acquired WCW and they still have WCW belts. WCW still exists. Kind of like that, Tony. For you.
Matt, let me ask you this.
Yeah, please. So before you ask, Matthew Birch, AEW has been incredibly boring as of late, so I definitely agree with Tony.
But here's the difference, though. Tony doesn't watch. So he has no idea whether it's boring or not.
Oh, no, I know it's boring.
How?
Who's the guy from Japan that had the concussions?
Shibata.
Yeah, he came out, right?
He came out, yes.
And nobody gave a shit, right?
No, they did.
They had a match in Atlantic City.
No. When he came out, did
they
anybody
reacted?
Who?
The people in the freaking building.
No, they didn't. You didn't watch it. You don't know.
I
You don't know. You don't fucking know.
don't
dude.
know. No.
You're a liar.
I watch every week. That's all.
Oh, and by the way, I butt heads with Kate the Great on a lot of shit, but she was 100% correct. Why the fuck is Jeff Jarrett on TV in 2022?
Loved it.
No! Why?
How about that?
Yeah,
Because it makes sense. Because it makes sense.
no, it doesn't.
How does it make
How
sense?
does it make sense?
Because his connection with Jay Lethal.
But is
That's why it makes sense.
The storyline was Jay Lethal knew somebody from Darby Allin's past that had a connection to Darby Allin. Jeff Jarrett makes no fucking sense.
Unless they parlay it into a story that we don't know yet.
Dude.
Maybe Jeff Jarrett does have something to do with Darby Allin.
Dude,
we don't know.
That execution of that segment was so WCW.
All right. I'm not going to lie and say it was perfect, but I'm not burying it yet.
There is the whole segment was dog shit.
Yep.
And you want to talk about what the crowd didn't appreciate. They didn't appreciate that. They were all over Jeff for that. But the Shibata stuff got a much bigger reaction than the Jeff Jarrett stuff.
JJ Rogue, I love AEW. I watch it. It has been comparable to late WCW Thunder.
Yeah, what happened to WCW
That's
Thunder?
That's not a good statement.
Yeah, it is. JJ Rogue's a smart man.
I mean,
he's good looking and he's intelligent.
No, it might be an accurate statement, but it doesn't say that. I'm just saying it doesn't bode well for AEW if that's what somebody thinks the comparison is or the comparable is.
Well, it's been a lot of you've heard it for a while. It seems like it's very.
Wait, let me interrupt you. Can I ask you this?
Please.
So Jeff Jarrett comes out. He beats up one of like the more popular people in AEW, right? And he fucking hits him with the guitar and all this shit. What position did Tony Khan give him in the office?
He's the director of business development.
Okay, and they announced this right after this whole segment happened, didn't they?
Not after the segment, after the show.
Dynamite, yes.
Okay, so this fucking guy who comes in and destroys one of your babyfaces. Oh, by the way, let's give him a job fucking running things behind the scenes.
I get it. I don't think he needs to be on TV. I think
100% he doesn't.
Hiring him to do the business stuff is a great move because there's not a lot of guys who have been around as long as Jeff Jarrett who have been in the position that Jeff Jarrett is in. I just don't get I don't know, man. We tried it with Effie. I don't think it really went well for GCW. He was kind of back in WWE for a minute.
All right, so here's what this might be a fault of AEW. What they do is they play to the quote unquote smart fans, and all the smart fans know what Jeff Jarrett, the Last Outlaw, did in GCW. They know what he did for Ric Flair's last match. So to them, they're thinking, all right, we can capitalize on this when literally not as many people might care about it as they think. And listen, I enjoyed it because maybe I'm biased because I love Jeff, but maybe I don't know, maybe they overshot with this one. But if Jeff Jarrett's going to be involved in this thing, and if it develops into a good story where maybe they try to unveil and uncover something that Jeff and Darby may have done in the past that may or may not be true, I don't hate it, man. Listen, we watched Undertaker Kane for years, and there was nothing true about that story. So if they can do something, and if Jeff Jarrett really does know Darby and know something, then I'll let it play out.
I don't know. Look, we had a conversation a couple weeks ago. Why are we giving TV time to Jeff Jarrett when you're not using FTR?
The whole FTR situation is just fucking dumb. It's dumb. They hold all these fucking tag titles that are worthless in the eyes of North American wrestling. They really are. You could say, but they're the Japanese champs and they're the Mexico champs. Nobody gives a fuck. You know what they give a fuck about? They give a fuck about the champions that are supposed to be representing your company. That's why nobody gives a shit about Jericho being Ring of Honor champion, and the whole fucking story's stupid. You've got main championships in your company that nobody gives a fuck about. They really don't.
I think that they're all good.
Yeah, but FTR should be in the main event picture. There's no reason after all this time why they're stuck where they are.
I mean, they'll get. I mean, do you think they'll not get there again?
No,
yeah,
but you
no, 100% they will not get there again.
I'm with Tony,
saying it tonight.
right? We've gone into. Look, we do a podcast. We go into a handshake agreement with whatever. I don't fucking know. Jeff Jarrett's podcast, right? We'd be dumb to not have Jeff Jarrett on our fucking podcast every week. You have a deal with FTR and New Japan. Why are they not defending the IWGP tag team titles at least every other week?
No, but the problem is they've become fucking singles wrestlers who lose to everybody else, and they don't get a fair shake as a tag team anymore. They don't. How the fuck are they losing to Swerve in Our Glory? Explain that to me. These guys, everybody talks about them being the fucking best tag team in the world right now, and they can't fucking buy a win against anybody. And the people go nuts every time they come out. And what do? You parade them out for an interview and you send them right back. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I mean, they're not losing to the Varsity Blondes.
No, but they're losing. Why are they in singles matches? Why? These guys are tag team specialists.
Well, wasn't one of them hurt?
Not anymore. Why do they keep coming out and not wrestling?
That was a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they're off TV for no good fucking reason. None whatsoever.
Maybe because they're Punk's boys.
No, it's because they're not the fucking Super Kick Party boys. That's what it is.
Yeah, but they're not on TV either. It's just I think Tony Khan has bitten off more than he can chew with this, with the idea. Again, love the idea that he has Ring of Honor. The idea that he's going to run these guys out with the championships. It's kind of like, to Tony's point, like Chris Jericho defending the Ring of Honor title on AEW TV is not, you're generating nothing because there's nowhere else for people to go to see. Like, there's no Ring of Honor, right? Jericho defends the title on AEW Dynamite. There's no Ring of Honor TV for me to watch. So why do I give a shit?
Well, I mean, it's not like we've never seen it before. Like, didn't NWA and WCW, like WCW had the NWA championship, WCW had this and that. Like, they had other championships under another lineage.
Yeah, but and WCW was part of the NWA. That all came out.
Well,
of Jim
now
Crockett
Ring of
Promotions.
Honor is part of AEW.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No. Ring
How
of Honor
no?
doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist.
Well,
They're
at one
carrying
point,
around these belts that mean nothing.
At one point, one of the other ones didn't exist either back in the day.
And they got rid of the NWA.
And maybe they'll get rid of Ring of Honor, or maybe Ring of Honor will have its own spot. But until then, we let it ride until Tony Khan gets his. Listen, I'm not saying Tony Khan's is the be all end all, but I'm just saying, like, I have no issue with them having these belts. None.
Of course, no, you should. Jericho is on TV challenging former Ring of Honor champions. Nobody gives a fuck, dude. Nobody cares.
I disagree, man. Like, I don't know how you can definitively say that. Like, what surveys are you conducting where you can tell that nobody gives a fuck?
Nobody cares, dude. You know what Jericho is? Everybody sings Judas and everybody fucking laughs, and that's it. That's it. Nobody cares. You put Daniel Bryan and Claudio Castagnoli in a match for a title that nobody gives a shit about. Nobody cares.
I mean, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree on that. Like, I get it that it's not Ring of Honor the way Ring of Honor was, but it's.
But Kevin, why
they're treated well? The belts are treated like they mean something.
But why do you care about the Ring of Honor World Championship?
Because I got big stars defending it and great matches, which is what Ring of Honor was.
But there's no Ring of Honor.
It's tied up in a fucking Jericho storyline for no other reason than it's a belt that exists.
Right? Like, Joe is the TV champion.
Right.
And they're sticking him in tag matches with fucking
Wardlow. I'll give you that part.
What the fuck are they doing over there, dude?
It's
what are they doing?
It's hard to watch because it feels like they're just treading water. Because there's no. So if you don't have a place for, what's the point of using your time and your talent to promote another brand? I know it's under the banner. I know it's under the AEW family, but there's nothing. Like, is Jericho being the champion going to result in buys for the pay-per-view?
If he's on it, yes, 100%.
Ultimately, look, Tony Khan had the best of intentions buying Ring of Honor because he was probably a fan and didn't want to see it die. That's ultimately what it is. And it's a noble thing to do. But until you've got a game plan, like, we're just spinning our wheels here.
All right. I mean, is spinning our wheels the worst thing in the world?
Yes, it is.
Are you that turned off by it, or are you just not interested in it? Like, will you refuse to watch the show because Chris Jericho's the Ring of Honor World Champion?
I think when you're trying to push your programming, your AEW is the name of the company that comes up every Wednesday and Friday night. But when it's littered with Ring of Honor, you know.
And what better way to keep that brand alive than on your big shows?
But I don't think there's no when Dynamite goes off the air and I want to look for Ring of Honor, I can't find Chris Jericho in Ring of Honor.
Maybe not yet, but then if Tony Khan has something in the works where maybe one day he gets a Ring of Honor.
Why are you rushing this if you get to a point where you have a platform where you can put Jericho on Ring of Honor every week? Why are you using your time? Right? He doesn't have to be the Ring of Honor World Champion. He can just be Chris fucking Jericho on Dynamite.
Right. Well, I think that is storyline driven and how Ring of Honor, how Chris Jericho is everything that Ring of Honor is not about, and him being the champion is good entertainment on TV. So I feel like that's a separate thing. But like when Claudio is the champ, or if Daniel Bryan were to be the champ, there's no better way to keep your brand alive if you do plan on relaunching and get God willing a TV time or a streaming deal. Then you have the equity built up in Ring of Honor, and it wasn't just sitting dead on a log for 2 years. So to me, it makes perfect sense to try to keep the championships alive. It makes perfect sense. Now, what you do with them is a whole different story, but to have them, I don't think is a bad thing at all.
JJ Rowe, keep Ring of Honor alive when AEW isn't fully established is a mistake. Ryan Sullivan, they're building to the Ring of Honor pay-per-view in December, and I think they want big numbers before the launch of TV. Matthew Birch, Ring of Honor storylines genuinely make me not want to watch AEW lately. Like, I just want to see AEW when I turn on AEW. I don't think we're asking for much here.
I couldn't disagree more. Like, I really couldn't. And that's fine that everyone feels it these ways, but like, it's just, if you think that all right, so people gotta get out of their head that Ring of Honor is what it is. Like, it's not what it was anymore. It's not, and it's something different now.
It's nothing is what it is.
Right. But if what I think Birch said something about that, or someone mentioned about Sullivan about before they launch a TV, what else are you going to do? Like, this is the only option. It's not the most ideal option, but it is.
You know what the option is? Put it aside. ECW didn't exist for 4 years.
And then what happened to it, Tony?
It came back and people went nuts for it in 2005.
No, Tony, and I'm glad you brought that up because we joke with Matt about that all the time about ECW originals and all that stuff.
No, what they did with it when they brought it back was dog shit. But when it came back in 2005, people were clamoring for it.
For one night, people were clamoring. And then
they did it again the next year.
But
that was John Cena, Edge, and Rob Van Dam. That wasn't ECW.
That one night created enough buzz for them to make that ECW documentary, which I believe is the #1 selling WWE DVD, and that led to them re-upping the ECW. What they did with it, with Vince McMahon in charge, is a travesty.
So, if consider this ROH, right? This version of ROH. Consider this until they get their own spot, that lame duck ROH. You got to keep it around, man. If you plan on launching TV, you got to keep it around because
JJ Rogue, holy shit, Kevin, what does AEW do wrong? You defend it all. It's a fair point.
AEW does a whole lot of shit wrong.
But Ring of Honor is something they're doing right.
I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I think you guys are losing your shit for no reason.
Nobody's losing their shit. We're just having a conversation.
No, I'm losing my shit. Ring of Honor is just fucking
the doctor.
Right
the doctor.
Tony's losing his shit, as are you. I am just the moderator.
That's right. Motion to the floor, please. If I may volley, sir.
Ugh.
I just think
there's so much more that AEW should be focused on rather than saving Ring of Honor.
Agreed, but he bought it. It's his. He
okay,
owns
good.
It's an investment. Why would you let your investment sit on the shelf right now?
Because
when
you've got
you plan on investing
because
more
he's got
in
a bigger investment that he's not taking care of.
All right.
Sorry, dude. You've got tons of titles on your own that you don't give a fuck about That's why you got
I
Orange
disagree.
Cassidy.
Tony, you don't watch the show.
Oh, so I can't have an opinion?
You can have an opinion, but it's
well, it doesn't mean
accurate.
as much because you watch the show and you love Chris Jericho and you love Ring of Honor.
I don't. What?
I hate that's Chris Jericho. You're saying, dude.
He made me stand outside for 3 hours and not let me get in the shirt.
All right, fair enough.
I don't mind.
Fair enough. I'll walk that back. That's a fair point.
I just think that I agree. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. Everyone, the debate about whether or not Triple H is far and above the booking of Vince McMahon is perfect. No, he's not perfect either. Nothing is perfect. But I feel like if he invested in Ring of Honor for the purpose of one day bringing it back, it serves him no purpose than to just let it sit. Because after 5 years, ECW came back for one show, right? And it blew the world away, right? It blew the world away. We all loved it. And 2006, while not as good, blew the world away. And then it came back and we saw what happened to it.
I gotta bring this up. Ryan Silva says, well, not watching would impact an opinion. I hate this movie I haven't seen. I don't think that's fair at all. I think if you find out what's going on a product and you're not crazy about how it's going, like you're entitled to an opinion on it.
You're entitled to an opinion on it. If you're entitled to an opinion on it, but it's not as valuable as the opinion of someone that watches it.
Yeah, you don't sit and watch weekly hot shot booking. How dare you?
Thank you.
Their booking is their storytelling is atrocious.
All right, but
AEW storytelling is terrible.
But Matt, in the general speaking, if someone doesn't watch a product as opposed to someone who does watch it,
but you don't have to watch everything to understand. You can read a review. You could read a TV report. You could watch clips online and form your own opinion.
And your opinion is valuable. But to me, it's not as valuable as someone who watches it. Like if you watch a football,
fair. You can watch it and have a dog shit opinion, and everybody else thinks it's wrong.
When you watch AEW Dynamite, how focused are you on Dynamite for the whole 2 hours? How much are you on your phone? How much are you not paying attention? How much are you checking hockey scores?
Me?
Anybody out there?
I'm not checking hockey.
Nobody. I would bet my fucking house on it that there's nobody who just sits there and watches. They're on their phone. They're talking to their significant other. They're checking scores. They're checking other things.
That's all right. That's the case with everything.
Right. So it's no different than not watching it and then reading.
How is it no different than not watching it?
Because if you go back and you read it and you seek out what you want to see, you don't have to watch the whole fucking show. You can clearly.
You're also reading someone else's narrative of the show. You're not watching the show firsthand. You're getting secondhand information. That's not as valuable as firsthand information.
Shitty Jeff Jarrett, Darby Allin thing, and then he goes back and watches it.
So let me ask you this. You don't watch the Jets game one week and say fucking Drew Brees throws 400 interceptions. You don't have a right to be pissed off at your team for doing that?
Well, Drew Brees doesn't play for the Jets. So.
Well, whoever fucking quarterbacks the Jets. So if you didn't watch the game, but you read that your fucking quarterback threw 7 interceptions, they lost 85-3, you don't have a right to have an opinion that you're pissed off?
I do.
Because it's based on what you've had, what you've read.
But your opinion isn't as valuable as someone who saw those interceptions. Maybe it was deflected in the air and someone got lucky and took it down.
85 interceptions, they were all deflected.
It was 85-0. Now it's 85 interceptions.
Well, same shit. I mean, they scored a point for every interception.
A point. So it's 85-0 when you get 6 for a touchdown. Tony, shut up. You're stupid. I'm done with you.
Wow, he called me stupid again.
Really? I'm just saying. I think everybody's opinion should be valued. I don't think you should be putting.
Hey, if Meltzer can do it, I can do it.
That's fine. I'm just saying. I mean, everyone has a right to their opinion. You don't have to sit through 3 hours of Raw to know that the Uzi stuff is the best stuff on Raw or SmackDown or whatever the fuck it is. I don't need to sit through a fucking Dana Brooke, R-Truth fucking 24/7 segment to know that I probably think it's shit.
Right, and you can.
Right, so Tony can read the Dynamite results, and if something sticks out to him, he can watch it. And that he's not saying, "Oh, I think this fucking throwaway dog shit match in the middle of Dynamite was no good."
So I'm going to pose this question to Tony. Tony, when you see something that you read about Dynamite, do you go and watch it?
I rarely will watch anything that I read about, but if it's something that I feel is worthwhile, then I will.
All right, there you go.
I will. Look, I've watched AEW stuff before. I've tuned in. It's not like I'm completely like oblivious to what's going on there either.
All right, rest my case.
You know what I'm looking forward to? Isn't Moxley wrestling MJF at Full Gear?
He is.
As much as I fucking hate
Look
Moxley,
at you. He does watch.
I'm interested in seeing that match.
All
Wait.
Why don't you show it a little bit?
You cannot get the full picture? Yeah, you can, Ryan. When Jericho's fucking defending the Ring of Honor title in a fatal 4-way and he's going to fucking win, then I can have an opinion on that it's dog shit.
No one, see, here's
Change
what you're
my
missing.
mind. Change my mind. And I will tell you how dog shit it is when I'm there at the pay-per-view.
No
how you
one's
like
saying
them
you
apples?
can't have an opinion. No one's saying that it's not valuable at all. But for someone who watches the show every week, who literally watches and sees everything that happens on said show, of course, not every week is perfect, but you got to take the opinion of the guy that actually watches it, other than the guy that reads the reports and watches the clip. I'm sorry, you do. That's logic. That's with everything. With everything. You have Patreon supporters, Matt?
I was gonna bring up one last thing before we took a quick break.
Okay, go for it.
The Shibata stuff.
Ciabatta bread.
It was cool. I think it went over a lot of people's heads.
Right.
I
didn't get it.
I don't think. Here's the thing, right? Because we do this podcast every week. We've been doing it for 11 years. We have all these great conversations, arguments, disagreements, opinions, and they're all valid. But people have to remember, right? There's not today's wrestling fan, and I talked about this with Kieran today on the Bread Club when we recorded.
How's Kieran doing? He's doing all right?
He's doing great. I told him
good to
when I
hear.
bring up his name, you guys do a shitty British impersonation and
Hello, Karrion Cross. Hello, how are you? You should have beat Drew McIntyre, but you didn't.
So in 2022, people are so tribal about everything that they stick to. If you watch WWE, that's all you watch. If you watch AEW, that's all you watch. I think that's a sin. And I know you don't think that there's people out there that are like that. But when I was at Grand Slam, and the Great Muta came out to save Sting, the people in front of me had no idea who the Great Muta is. No, I watched them Google who he was.
And that's fine because Muda's like 60.
Fine and that's great. But I think we need to stop assuming that the AEW fan base knows who all these New Japan guys are, because those fans might not be going out of their way to get NJPW World.
All right. I'm on
right. So when Shibata comes out, it's a great reaction. But man, like if I had more than 48 hours, like I would have found a way to go to fucking Atlantic City to see Shibata wrestle his first real wrestling match since his fucking brain was bleeding. Like I get it. This is what Shibata wanted. He wanted 2 matches in AEW. He wants Orange Cassidy and he wants Bryan Danielson. And I know there was history there at Forbidden Door where Shibata saved Orange Cassidy and he put the glasses on him. That's great. But man, this was so out of left field. And I know they're trying to push Rampage because I know they're trying to get the ratings up. But man, like this just, and look, the match was great. It was fucking great. Shibata looks like $1 million. And if this was like the litmus test for him, like he had to go to AEW to see if he could wrestle Orange Cassidy before he goes full-time in New Japan, or he's
going to ask you that.
Some big shows, like I'm all for it. But this was just it's so great and weird at the same time. And like me and Kieran talked about it today. Like if a lot of people had more notice, they would have. I've talked to people that would have flown to Atlantic City to see Shibata wrestle, but it just seemed like such like a quick and I get it because he has to make Rampage attractive because the ratings are shit because the Friday night 10 o'clock is a death spot.
Yeah,
but man, I wish I had more time. I would have fucking rearranged my whole schedule. I would have been there.
I'm with you. See, again, this is an example of something that AEW doesn't do well. Like they didn't give you enough time, a diehard fan who's in literally driving distance away, to go see a show, and you bring it back. I get the surprise aspect of it. I understand that you're always going to need a surprise in wrestling every now and then, as opposed to just completely hyping up for weeks and weeks and weeks. But yeah, this one, they may have dropped the ball here because I feel like a lot of AEW fans do know New Japan well. I mean, you may have caught like the.
No, I know, but there's people out there, and we had this conversation years ago when they brought all those guys up from NXT to WWE. Like people just don't know.
Dude, people probably don't even know who Johnny Gargano is until he came up to the main roster on WWE. Like that's a fact. Like
it's weird. It's weird stuff.
Yeah.
It was good though. So Shibata looked great, and the match was a lot of fun. And I'm hoping that we get to see him in New Japan. Before we take a break, Ryan Sullivan, he wants to know, Tony. This is my final question for Tony. How do you get so angry?
I'm done. We got to move on. We got to talk NWA. Serious, we got to talk NWA yet. I want to get to our rewind. We got to move on. Ryan, you want to talk to me? I'll call in Wednesday.
Oh, look at that. A teaser.
Can I be a part of this?
No.
Why?
Because it's got to end in less than 3 hours, and you like to yap about Ring of Honor.
I like to yap.
We got to move on. Seriously, it's fucking 8:40 already.
Tony, I got 6 top 5s.
We are rocking and rolling here. We're going to take ourselves a quick little break, and I got to draw our December Patreon prize winner here to see what part of the Shining Wizards Wrestling podcast you get to be a part of. If you're listening to this in podcast form, you want to skip the commercials, do so, but please check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Wizards Podcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. And for all you guys out there in the chat, chatting it up, you guys are awesome. We appreciate you. Ryan Sullivan, Matthew Birch, JJ Rogue, Phil Dennett is a name I haven't seen in a long time. Nice to see you back, Phil. Excuse me. I know Keith Parker was floating around here. I saw Lisa was here. The Mott Spock, as always. You guys are fantastic. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. Keep it up. Keep up the conversation. I know Raw just started a little while ago, and I'm sure you're trying to do both, but stay here with us. We're going to talk some NWA. We're going to talk some MLW. We got this Wizards Rewind. We're going to talk about the Slammys from 1987, so stay tuned. $1 a month, you can support the Wizards. $3 a month, bonus content. $5 a month, social media plugs. $10 a month, you go in the drawing. Let's do the drawing right now. If you are at the $10 level, and I pick your name out of this hat, you get to be a part of the Shining Wizards Wrestling podcast in the month of December. You can sit in with a guest. You can pick the Wizards Rewind. You can be a Can You Beat That challenger. You can do Down the Aisle. You can even suggest bonus episodes and sit in and do that with us on our Patreon. And these guys don't know, but I think I'm going to add a new one. And if you are picked, you can be a guest host where you're just part of the show for the whole night. So let's see who we got here. Kevin Rogue, handsome Kevin, is our December Patreon winner. So handsome Kevin will be touching base with you to see how you would like to be a part of the Shining Wizards Wrestling podcast in December. At this time, we're going to thank those that support us over at our Patreon, patreon.com/Wizards Podcast. Kathy Hummer, the queen of the Shining Wizards. Manny Kratzo, the king of the Shining Wizards. Danny Rusinello at not Danny Russ on the Twitter machine. Anthony Rusinello, Sean Toe, Sean Calejo, Kate the Great Hensler at Miss Kate Fabe on the Twitter machine. She's also doing Sour Graps on Tuesday, Mark Order Podcast Wednesday, SmackDown, Rampage, Fightful Post Show. She's also doing commentary for Excite Wrestling in Binghamton. I know she was there this past weekend, so support Kate by giving her a follow and checking her out. At Whodat Matt 19, at Whodat Matt 81. Mr. Matt Garifo, no relationship to the KJG. Christine Friesendorf, Mark Parloni, Thomas Copps, the Mott Spock at High Five Tom. He's doing the Marking Out Ring of Honor Revelry podcast with our good man William Mercier Jr. I got to see both of those lads last week at New Japan in the city, and it was great to see them. Michael Hammond, Matthew Birch, Braden Bergen at Enfuego 30. He's our number one fan from Iowa. Brendan Haney, Ryan Schlong, Ryan Sullivan at Mark Order Pod. Give him a follow. He's part of the Mark Order podcast every Wednesday night here on the Shining Wizards Network, and he's tweeting all things AEW, Dark Elevation. He's doing a great job over there. Asian Joe, Mike Peterson, The Daily Smart, thedailysmart.com. They help you find the latest in wrestling news along with up-to-the-minute daily podcasts. Don't forget, we deliver YouTube videos to keep you in the loop at The Daily Smart on the Twitter machine. Kevin Rogue, at Year of Pod, at JJ Rogue Means, at TOTS Pod. Kevin Rogue is doing many things. He's also got a great podcast, The Year of Pod they are doing late WCW rewinds, him and Duke. They're killing it. And then the TOTS pod is a figure pod. So check that out. And Kevin Rogue and Kate the Great have been tasked with putting together our 11th anniversary show. So me, Kevin, and Tony have nothing to do with it. We don't know if there's any guests. We don't know if there's any surprises. All we do know is that there will be an 11th anniversary show on the 21st. And I will be challenging Christian Rocco for the Can You Beat That championship. Last but certainly not least, he's on the Twitter machine at W. Mercier Jr., the one, the only William Mercier Jr.
Lives are gonna be in William Mercier's hands. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, Kevin.
You always do.
And that's it. Good. Go get yourself a drink, buddy. You deserve it. Awesome.
Yeah. Putting up with us two idiots.
Holy crow, dude. Listen, let me walk it back. I am not booking myself on the Mark Order podcast on Wednesday. I threw it out there. If they would like to have me for a conversation, I'm always open for that. But far be it from me to throw my weight around being on the A show of the Shining Wizards Network. And by the way, Amp Money, you're talking about negotiating for the Shining Wizards Network. I haven't received a phone call, an email, a telefax, a telegram, a carrier pigeon. We love birds on this show. So when you're ready to negotiate, hit us up, bro. We'll talk.
This is a unfortunate turn of events. And I just want to let people know that, like, when I get louder, when Tony gets loud, it's all gravy, right?
Oh,
T-Don?
Kevin and I are gonna fuck after the show. You guys don't know that part. We always
GFUOH.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's what we're gonna do. I love this. I love this. This is why I love doing this show. Is just, it's like, other than having fun, goofing off, it's like sometimes when it gets serious about something that we're both super passionate about, it's like you are with the Slammys 1987.
Well, listen, dude, and it's fair enough. It helps us. Number one, you get your aggression out, which is cool, and number two is it's done in a fun environment. Like,
Yeah.
Kevin calls me stupid. I know deep down he doesn't feel that I'm stupid,
No,
but in the heat of the moment, I'm stupid.
Well, who do I text when I need advice for something? And it's you. So
Well, then,
like, I know you're not a dummy.
Well, then, in fairness, I do get a text from Kevin at about 9:40 going, hey, T-Donk, nothing but love, brother. You know I didn't mean it, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you gotta just listen. No, you've known me for God knows how long, and I'm always a paranoid guy. I'm very sensitive. I'm very defensive. This and that. So I just want.
And it makes it so much fun to play off of it too.
Oh, but it kills me. It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. But I just get nervous. Like if I say something that might, like, how many times after the show do I text you guys saying, "Is that okay for me to say?"
Yeah.
Like, should I not have said that?
Yeah, no, it's funny. Kevin's always the guy like that we need to talk down because, he not that he gets emotional about it, but he just wants to make sure. And it comes with being a comedian. It's part of the territory. Like, it's all in good fun. He just wants to make sure everybody's cool.
Yeah, like, like, I keep telling me how many times, like, did I cross the line when I said this on the show? Like, what did I do here? Like, it's just me. Like, so, like, I get defensive. It's weird. I'm having a good time.
No, man, it's all good. That's all we're doing here is having fun.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing. Matt,
yeah.
Is there anything key that you need to talk about before we get into the rewind? Because I really want to talk. I really want to talk 37th annual Slammys, but I do want to mention the Nick Aldis NWA stuff real quick.
Okay, I picked our winner for December.
Okay.
Oh,
Who won?
Handsome Kevin.
Get the fuck out of here! This fucking guy.
No gimmicks. He was right on top. Not on top. I mean, I pulled his name out. All the names are there.
Listen, in fairness, I couldn't picture Handsome Kevin any other way but always on top.
that's right.
He's a man that likes to take control and get things done, especially if the young lady's wearing a Brian Myers mask.
That was such a weird thing to say.
I'm a weird guy. I don't know what to tell you. I would like to quickly plug the Bread Club. We just recorded an episode this afternoon. They just had Battle Autumn, which was a huge show, and it was so fucking good. If you can find the time to go out of your way, and New Japan is hitting on all cylinders right now. It's Wrestle Kingdom season. The pandemic, all the restrictions are lifted. They can get people into the country. They are fucking killing it. Ren Narita and Sonata had a banger of a match in the World TV title tournament. The Zack Sabre Jr. Evil stuff was fantastic. There was a tag team match with El Desperado, Master Wato, Taiji Ishimori, and Hiromu Takahashi. All four of them are facing off in a four-way dance at Wrestle Kingdom for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, but they put them in a tag team match. It was executed so well.
Who's the current junior champion?
Ishimori.
Gotcha.
It was executed so well with four guys who hate each other, and they made them tag, and it went down exactly how you think. It was beautiful. FTR wrestled the Great Okan and Jeff Cobb.
Oh God,
which was awesome. We finally got to see Aussie Open in New Japan, which is long overdue.
Did FTR drop the belts at all, or no?
They did not. They did not. They are still the IWGP World Tag Team Champions, and then they were confronted afterwards in the back by Aussie Open.
Interesting.
Because they've been around. They've been making the rounds in Impact and I'm assuming New Japan Strong, obviously.
Yes, they are the former New Japan Strong Tag Team Champions.
And who did they drop those belts to?
They lost in a three-way dance to the Motor City Machine Guns.
That's what I did. Yeah, I did remember that. Yeah.
It was one of the matches I missed Friday because I got there late.
Or as Jericho calls them, the Detroit Machine Guns.
And then Ospreay and Naito tore the house down. Unbelievable tag match. And then afterwards, Shota Umino returned to New Japan Pro Wrestling to challenge Will Ospreay. So it looks like that will be the semi-main event for the New Japan Stardom Historic X show taking place November 20th.
Hey, we have an IWGP Women's Champion yet?
No, that will be decided November 20th at the historic New Japan Stardom Historic X card. It will be Carrie, the former Pirate, taking on Mayu Iwatani.
Okay, and I thought I saw a video where Iwatani wrestled Jazzy, and she wound up retiring some Stardom belt.
I think Jazzy lost to Carrie in the tournament.
No, but she had a match against Mayu, I thought, and then Mayu retired a belt after the match. Maybe it was Kyrie. I'm not sure. Yeah, I thought it was Mayu.
Fine, dude. Kieran.
It was only if you knew. We don't need to do any research.
No. Kieran kind of took me on a crash course through Stardom today, and I really would like to kind of.
Oh, you mean you never paid attention when Mega Powers was trying to teach you about Stardom and Ice Ribbon and fucking all those other shits?
Yeah,
Ice Ribbon.
No, I never. Yeah. But this show is huge, man. This show is huge. This Great Muta showed up in New Japan a couple weeks ago. So not only is he having that match with Shinsuke Nakamura at the Stardom New Japan show, he's wrestling his last ever match under the New Japan banner, where he's teaming with Toru Yano and Okada.
Wait, I thought he was fighting Nakamura on Noah.
That's Noah. So he's doing
a
farewell tour.
Okay.
Under the New Japan banner, this will be his last New Japan match.
Gotcha.
And he's teaming up with Okada and Yano?
Yes, to take on the Great Okan, Aaron Hanare, and Jeff Cobb.
Okay. All right. I'm down.
So, yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. And then they announced the World Tag and the Junior Tag participants for the tournament. That starts November 21st.
Another tournament.
Tanahashi and Yano were called the Bebop Tag Team?
Yeah, they are.
I've never heard that before. When did that happen?
I guess they named these teams going into this. How about past guest Clark Connors and Taguchi will be known as Wild Hips?
Fucking terrible.
You'll see Lance Archer back in New Japan. Him and Suzuki will reform Suzuki Goon, and they will be in the tournament. Aussie Opens in the tournament, which is huge. On the junior side, Kevin Knight makes his debut. Clark Connors is there. Not on the list in the notes, and I was annoyed that I missed it, Kevin. In the World Tag League, past guest Alex Coughlin and your favorite wrestler, Gabe Kidd.
Oh, yeah. Gabriel.
Tag team in the tournament. Past guests of the show, Ace Austin, Alex Zane will be in the juniors department. Chris Bay makes his New Japan debut. Him and Austin, Ace Austin, will be the junior tag teams representing the Bullet Club. So just lots of good stuff over there in the New Japan camp. And if you want more The Bread Club episode 10 should be dropping tomorrow on Fightful Overbooked or Fightful.com or Fightful Overbooked on YouTube. So check it out. Enjoy it. Me and Karen talk for a good 2 hours, all things New Japan.
Oh, baby.
Nice.
Now, do you want to do all this or you want to do a quick MLW return?
Oh, Christ. We got a lot.
We got to talk about MLW very fast. They came back with Battle Riot 4.
By the way, don't use this Pro Wrestling TV app on Amazon. I was ready to throw my goddamn TV out the window. I got 8 commercials in a row in the first 30 seconds. What were they advertising? Dodge Ram. That's right. 8 fucking Dodge Ram commercials in a row, and you can't skip them. And you know what happened 3 minutes later? I got 6 commercials for some other fucking dog shit product. Not a whole bunch of different dog shit products. It was the same one 6 times in a row. I forget what it even fucking was. And I was like, fuck this. I'm not watching it. Thankfully, I tried it on my browser and I didn't get any commercials. So watch it on your browser. Don't watch it on fucking Fire Stick because it's the shits.
Yeah, I streamed it from the app on my phone to my TV. I had like you put it in the Discord. And I was like, what is this guy talking about?
No, dude, it was bad. 5 minutes in, 14 commercials. I was like, fuck this nonsense.
Ryan Sullivan wants to know, did you buy a Dodge?
You know what? I was tempted.
Like a rock.
So Battle Riot 4, MLW's back. Hammerstone comes out. He destroys one of the El Jefe goons. Richard Holiday attacks him, leaves him laying. Then we get the Battle Riot. It's 40 guys coming out every minute. The first 10 I was totally out on. I was texting.
It moves too fast, dude. It moves.
Then the pace picks up. I don't know how Microman's in a fucking battle royal.
Microman was in there. Quang fucking was in there. Sammy Callahan was in there.
That was a good return. Karrion Kross was in it, which doesn't age well.
Taya Valkyrie got a spot.
Yeah.
But it started out with all the Mexican guys just flipping around and shit.
Well, and Dooku and Calvin Tankman were 1 and 2.
Yeah, that was kind of. And then fucking Nduka fucked over Tankman, and fucking then Nduka got induked. And
you have to pay for this Pro Wrestling TV app?
No, it's free.
Oh.
It's free, but you can stream it on the app. You could stream it on your laptop. You just got to go to Pro Wrestling TV, the website, and you can stream it from there.
Quick recap here. The final 4 end up being Fatu, Enzo, Cross, and
Fatu. Fuck. Who else was in there?
Who am I forgetting? Fuck.
Fatu.
That's why I have notes, stupid.
Enzo. Fuck. Who was it?
To Enzo.
God, this. Who?
Was it Sammy?
No, I don't think Sammy was Final 4, was he?
Mads Kruger.
Yes. Fatu, Enzo. Who's the other idiot?
Mads Kruger. Davey Richards.
Davey Richards made the Final 4?
Was it Davey Richards?
Huh. Oh, here. Sammy Callahan was it. Killer Cross, Jacob Fatu, and Real One. There you go.
There you go.
Whatever. Enzo's being a little shit the whole match. Enzo gets in with Fatu. They did a fake toss out, a real toss out. Nobody saw it. I don't know. So Fatu won. There you go. Spoilers.
Are we excited for the possibility of Fatu and Hammerstone running it back?
You know what? I think it's the only interesting thing they have left. Honestly. I was kind of hoping that I was actually hoping EJ and Duca would have fucking won the thing because it seems like they putting a lot of stock in him, but look, they made a whole big harangue out of Fatu after he lost the title. They gave him like a whole set of vignettes and whatnot. So if they're building to it,
I mean, what great match in history doesn't have a second one, right? So
yeah, and I don't think we got the best they could do because Hammerstone fucked his ankle up like right at the beginning of that match, right?
Yeah, it was still a great match, but Hammerstone was definitely lame, in going in early. So, but we still got Holiday too. I mean, the Holiday match with Hammerstone wasn't the best, but it was a good match.
He put out a little cryptic tweet today.
Who?
Holiday.
Oh, maybe he's moving on. You know what, dude? Though I don't know, man. MLW is just in a weird spot right now too.
Who's in a weirder spot, MLW or the NWA?
Well, I've been telling you guys for weeks, like NWA doesn't feel right. I don't remember if I said it on the show or when I was talking to Kevin about it. I kind of wish the NWA would just be back to the way it was like the first 2 seasons. The way the studio was set up, the way they had Dave Marquez doing the interviews at the podium. Like it felt like fucking old school wrestling. Nowadays, it's fucking gimmick to the gills, dude.
Yeah.
It really is. It's not the same product it was. It's
And
just
Tony-
not.
And Tony, real quick, I don't mean to cut you off. This was on November 4th. Richard Holiday tweeted, "Life is unexpected. I will talk about it soon." I don't know if that's real life or if that's wrestling. But I found that to be interesting.
Maybe him and Alicia Tudor getting married and having a kid. Who knows?
There you go.
Who knows? But yeah, all right. So let's get into it. So yeah, like NWA has been a little more miss than hit for me lately. I've always said it. I like the Fixers. I do think they're way too gimmicked up. One thing I did catch this week, the Cardonas were hosting Power. Like, is this what we're doing now? Like everybody just gets to host Power every week? It's getting to be fucking nauseating. And it's nothing against Cardona and Chelsea per se. It's the whole fucking gimmick that like everybody's got to host this show. And then on top of that, like you have your tag team champions wrestling singles matches. Like Ella Envy loses to fucking Angelina Love this week. It's like, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? And now Nick Aldis says he's done with the company and he gave his notice. He's done the beginning of the year and Billy Corgan takes him off of everything. Now, do I think it's a work? I got a feeling where I can't say 100%, but I do feel that there's a possibility that it's a work, but the more the shit's coming out and maybe they're just good at working it. I don't know, man. I don't know. The NWA is going to be a different monster without all this being there.
Well,
Go ahead, Kev.
Here's where like the two sides meet. Like you're saying that you hated NWA now as opposed to what it was the first 2 seasons. Are they going in a direction that's so gimmicky that there's a chance that this isn't a work because they wouldn't do that because of the direction that they've been heading with everything else, where everything is so gimmicky that this type of shoot angle isn't something they would do? Like,
you know what? You make a good point, and I think that's kind of why like I'm holding on to it, where like it might be a gimmick. Like when the whole thing started with all this at first, I'm like, they've got to be working us here. That this has got to be something else going on. The more they play into it, the more I'm starting to doubt it. But the feeling is still there that they might do it, but it seems to be getting less and less. Like Aldis was on.
I think he's done. Like, I think he's gone.
He was on Keeping It 100, and he was just like every other word was like a curse word. They were bleeping out everything. So I don't know if it's just Aldis being passionate about it because I don't remember him being a swearing kind of guy. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
But I agree with you 100% that the NWA without Nick Aldis is like who's your top guy? Tyrus?
They haven't been doing a good job keeping Trevor Murdoch as a strong champion. Cardona comes out, he was doing good shit, but he sort of fell off. Tyrus is great as a promo, but he's not good in the ring. And here's another thing. The fucking TV title is up. Like it's been held up. Kazana and fucking what's his nuts? Clearwater. Match for the championship. And yet here's Tyrus every week coming out with the TV title. It's like, what are we fucking doing? Like, I don't get it. The NWA is not meant to be a gimmicked up promotion, and that's what it's turned into. That's what it is.
It was so I watched Power this week. And I'll tell you, I like flipping Colby.
Yeah, Colby's a great hand. Flip.
I love
Colby.
Colby.
Talent. Yeah.
Colby's cleaned himself up. He looks like a spiffy young gentleman now.
Yeah, which is great because he's a dickhead, which makes it even more awesome.
We go from that match into some segment with Jax Dane and this Chris Silvio, where you have Twitter DMs from Anthony Mayweather's wife. Like, I know it's.
Wait, was that this week or was that last week? Or was the Cardona thing was USA?
Yes, the Cardona thing was USA.
Okay, all right.
I scanned through Power, and the only
so
thing
I did watch
Cardona
Power this. I did watch Power this week.
Was the main or not the main? The match.
So there's that weird thing, and I know it's like 2022 and like technology's like, but this just it's way too it's gimmicky bullshit.
And whoever did the editing for this season really needs to fucking be fired. This was terrible. Things are fucking overlapping each other. They'll talk about they'll talk about the title match at the pay-per-view becoming a three-way dance, and then they ask Trevor Murdoch about it. They're like, oh, rumor is that Cardona's looking to get his shot and this and that. It's like, and Tyrus is gonna get, like, they're talking about it like you didn't just fucking mention that this is what's happening.
Dude,
It's
it drove me
ridiculous.
nuts. It drove me nuts on Power because they replayed La Rebellion against Hawks Airi for the from 74. But the commentary was like they get their match at Hard Times 3.
Fucking ridiculous.
I
don't know what they're doing, dude.
I like the tag match on Power with Hawks Airi and the Dirty Sexy Boys. Why is fucking Velvet Sky still doing commentary? It's fucking embarrassing.
And I think Tim Storm has probably had enough too, because you hear from him less and less. And I'll be honest with you, when he was doing commentary at 74, he seemed like he was punched out.
He's 74?
No. All right, you got me, Kev.
74.
But seriously, even for Tim Storm, whose whole fucking thing was the 10 pounds of gold, it was all around him and all this, even he's punching out of this shit, dude. Like, I don't know how Joe Galli's going on with a straight face with this. I hope he's not enjoying this shit. I mean, I hope he's enjoying his work, but how the fuck can he like this, dude?
Dude quit a great gig in San Antonio doing the news.
Yeah, he's like the head of something or other now. He's got like an official position with the NWA.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. I forget
cool.
where I was reading comments from him about the whole thing, and they had his title. I forget where the fuck I read it though. Somebody actually interviewed him or asked him about something.
It's in our email.
Oh, is it? Sorry. Never mind.
Aaron, that fucking question mark shit, I'm done.
Yeah.
Fucking dumb, stupid. Then we have this tag team war match with the Spectaculars against the Cardonas, where it's like over the top rope or pin or submission, and like they're really putting the Rey Mysterio rub in this Rolando Freeman kid, and I'm excited to talk to him in a couple weeks. We have Sal Rinauro next week, but I just a 6-man tag match and it's like 4 minutes long.
It's rough, dude. It's becoming a very hard watch. And you know me, NWA was like my fucking jam, dude, and it's disappointing.
Like Mims against Judas. I don't know who this Gustavo guy is, but Mims is now the number one contender to the NWA TV title,
which doesn't even have a fucking champion.
There's a voodoo casket match between Max the Impaler and Markovich at Hard Times 3. Dude, this Hard Times 3 show has like 20 matches on it.
Yep.
It's not good. And if you're losing Nick Aldis, like if it's a work, where's the payoff?
There's no
Billy Corgan's not fighting Nick Aldis, right?
Yeah.
Unless Nick Aldis inserts himself into the three-way and he wins the title. But why the fuck would you base pay-per-view buys on a surprise like that?
Well, I mean, we kind of touched on it with the whole like Shibata thing. Like why not just if it's a work, don't let it be a surprise. Let him come. Maybe let it be a surprise on TV, and then give me 2 or 3 weeks to care about it.
Well, they did the same thing with NWA 74 when Cardona was hurt, and they didn't tell us what the main event was going to be, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Look, if
you're right.
I saw a couple things today that said like part of the reason why they're on bad terms is the way Mickie James was treated, but she was in the NWA.
Why? How bad was she treated? They gave her a friggin' pay-per-view.
The handling of her, I guess, after, I don't know.
Why? Who grabbed her?
Well played.
I mean, look,
I can't pull it up.
I'd grab some of that too, but
easy, big fella.
Easy.
I mean, I wouldn't, because I respect Nick Aldis and I respect Mickie James. I would never.
And you're married.
And I'm married. Good
you
point.
hope the silver lining is if Nick Aldis is done and he's gonna go his separate ways, that this like Billy Corgan fucking opens his fucking eyes and like. I'm with you, Tony. Seasons 1 and 2 were fucking awesome, man.
Into the fire.
It was
I
working.
think that's where they went wrong, Tony. They stopped using that song.
I'm Broken
man.
was a good one too, the Pantera song.
Yes. It was a nice change up for the second season. And people hated that they got rid of Into the Fire, but I'm Broken was good. Dude.
Yeah, but was there anything that wrong with Into the Fire that you had to change it?
No, but I mean I get it. They wanted to change it up, but the gimmick was still there. It was still the studio and everything was set up cool.
2 years in and you're changing.
Well, 1 year in. It was the second
1 year in and you're changing the song to your
Well,
show.
who knows? Maybe he only bought the rights for a season. I don't know.
Oh, that could be it. I mean, yeah, there could be stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Oh man.
See, this makes me sad, Tony. Because after the heated argument we had about AEW, to see you feel so dejected about a promotion that you actually care about.
Yeah. It's a bummer. It's a bummer, dude. It's really a bummer.
Like this is the opposite Tony. This is Bizarro Tony. Like NWA Tony is Bizarro AEW Tony.
And honestly, hot take, I don't give a fuck about Homicide anymore. I don't care about the Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Be careful.
Don't care. No, I don't care.
It's
the same fucking match with him every week. We get it. He's an asshole. Can we fucking move on to something else? Like,
he's gonna come get you.
He's wrestling Kerry Morton again. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Don't care.
Do you think Kerry Morton can beat him?
Could he? Yeah. Anybody's got a chance to beat anybody, but probably not. Probably not.
That's hot take Tony right there.
I mean, fucking Ricky Morton lost to Jay Bradley, so anything's possible.
Ricky Morton losing to Jay Bradley is not. Ricky Morton's just as old as Tim Storm, 74.
Brian Sullivan. It helps no one for NWA to start to struggle. It helps no one for any company to start to struggle, right?
Exactly.
But he's right. This is not like the NWA coming back was a huge deal, and we were all on board. And you expect there to be bumps in the road, but bro, they're off the road. They're in the field. Nick Aldis just hit a tree. Like,
yeah,
it's bad, dude.
Tim Storm's in the back with a fucking bottle, and he's crying to everybody.
Damn, I didn't know that. Tony lifting the curtain.
No,
it'll be interesting to see.
Allegedly, I mean, I love me some Tim. If honest to God, Tim Storm, Nick Aldis was the reason that I started getting into the NWA. Like I thought the 10 Pounds of Gold series was awesome, and then like Kate brings it up, names that I fucking forgot. Zicky Dice. We were introduced to Zicky Dice. Ricky Starks. Fucking Eli Drake and James Storm were there. Remember Royce Isaacs? Remember when he was with the fucking Wild Cards with Tom Latimer? Yeah. Remember Strictly Business? That was good times. That was good times, man. Even when they brought in Matt's fucking buddies, the drinking buddies from Ring of Honor.
The Beer City Bruisers.
Yeah, there you go. It was cool shit.
What about my boys?
Look, I think the pandemic killed them. Marty Scurll having a thing for young girls definitely hurt. Yeah. And I don't think they've been able to recover from that.
You know what, though, man? Like, you watch some of the shit where they were doing the matches at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. We got good shit out of the NWA. We got Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa. We got that fucking amazing match with the Pope and Zicky Dice, where Zicky Dice just talks shit about everybody for the entire match. There was good shit that came out of those tapings.
Here, it's so like we say about it with everybody. We said about it with Vince McMahon. We'll say about it with Tony Khan. And now we're starting to say it about Billy Corgan. Like, at what point do you have to realize that you are not necessarily as in touch as you think you are with what the people want, and maybe you need to surround yourself with people that might, and just lessen the reins on what you think creative should be. Like Tony Khan made all these promotions lately, right? And to me, as far as I know, he's still the one that has all the power creatively. At what point do you have to say, like, hey man, take the pedal off, delegate, and give this to somebody else?
Well, the other problem was too, he lost Jim Cornette, he lost Stu Bennett. Who was the guy that was with him behind the scenes that got tagged in the whole fucking Me Too?
Oh, Lagana?
Dave Lagana was probably a lot of the brains behind that organization. Right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's unfortunate, you know, that he had to fucking go bye-bye because he had the brain for it. Stupid the shit that he was involved with. However, maybe Billy, I mean, look, Billy's got guys that he brought in. Like Homicide's one of the guys backstage.
That's true.
Pat Kenny's back there. So he's
That's
got
right.
people back there, but
But
maybe Dave Lagana was steering the ship for him.
And I'm not saying Billy Corgan is inept. He's been around for a long time. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't know how to book a good wrestling show.
Yeah, but he's
But-
not really
he's
a wrestling
not-
guy at heart.
I agree. And that's why, like, and people surround themselves with good people, but they just don't delegate the responsibilities in the right places. Like Tony Khan's got the most brilliant minds in the world in wrestling working around him. Maybe that may have been an overstatement, but you know what I mean. And Triple H is one of them, like, great minds in wrestling, and surrounded himself with great people. Who is Billy Corgan surrounded himself with? I honestly don't know the answer to that. Pat Kenny, you just said, and
yeah,
who else?
Homicide's back there. I mean,
Homicide's working.
he also had Josephus back there too. I mean, he was a mind for wrestling.
Yeah, it's
The NWA is becoming a tragic story real fast, and it's sad.
Listen, and going back to your AEW point, like, as much as I do and still enjoy the show, I think that there's a lot of parallels right now between AEW and NWA in terms of how long they could potentially last. I think they're great. I think AEW has a lot better chance just because of where they are in terms of TV partners and all that stuff. But it's been good, but it hasn't reached its potential. And I think this is the same way with NWA.
So according to the NWA's Wikipedia, Tony, don't go to it, because they do you no favors on covering up who Scion is. Anthony Mayweather's listed as a producer. Aaron Stevens is listed as a producer. Jake Dumas is listed as a producer. Aldis was an executive producer. And Mickey James is listed as an executive producer. So I don't know how. It's also Wikipedia. So
Yeah.
So Pat Kenny is the director of talent relations.
All right, so producers can carry different roles, right? Like, you could be a producer, but not necessarily have say in creative. When you're a producer, you're basically you work with people on their matches. So, like, that doesn't necessarily mean, like, I don't know what Crimson is with his, like, he's been around a while, yeah, but is he, like, has he ever been considered, like, a great mind in wrestling? I've never heard that name come up as being a great mind. But I mean, that's me talking from a chair in a basement. So who knows?
Yeah, it's just it's, man. You never want to see a wrestling company go through something like this. And Nick Aldis was I saw someone on Twitter today equated to Nick Aldis leaving the NWA was like Cody leaving AEW.
Very fair. I think that's a great comparison.
It's a blow, man. And, like, man, they do all these. They're going to do all these tapings after Hard Times 3, and it's going to dictate, the future of the NWA here. We got to see where we're going here. Right. Like, do we see the NWA as a successful promotion with Tyrus at the top of the hill?
I think no, but I did like that one promo that he had when he shoved around Black G's.
Like, is Cardona as hot as he was when he first won the title?
See, that's a great question. I mean, everyone loses steam. You can't be on fire forever. But I still think he's a viable top person for them, for sure. But like I said, everyone loses steam. The fire can only, the momentum can only last so long before you become stale. And if you don't spend enough time, he got hurt too, which kind of hurt, but that shouldn't be an excuse. But
he's trying to play it into the story where Billy owes him a favor, so he gets this. He's in this title match, but
and also making Trevor Murdoch versus Mike Knox a main event of a pay-per-view when nobody had seen Mike Knox in forever, and Trevor Murdoch's first title defense is against somebody we haven't seen in forever. Didn't do any favors.
Yeah, and you look at, like, the top people on this NWA roster, none of them did anything. I mean, maybe Cardona may be the exception, but what did Trevor Murdoch ever do? Like, what did Tyrus ever do? What did, and this is not I'm not trying to insult these guys. I'm just saying, like, in terms of, like, why you're a top guy where you are, like, how should I be able to view you as a top guy when if creative doesn't do anything for you, how all I know you is from what you've done before, and you've never really done anything of note.
Wait, was that Matt?
Yep.
Because Kevin had a pause when it came out. I thought maybe
it was me trying to mask a burp.
I paused when I saw Tony. I didn't even know what you did.
Here's an interesting point, right? Billy Corgan's a musician. From what I've read, Smashing Pumpkins are going to be going back on the road. I don't know what kind of iteration or form it's going to be, but that's what I've been hearing.
They've been on the road.
Well, okay. So here's the other thought.
All that MSG, I believe.
What did WWE do with their wrestling talent to get them exposed to people? They made a wrestling album, didn't they? And it was so successful, they made a second one.
Brilliant.
And you know what else they did? They took that album and they gave it an awards show. And that awards show was called the 37th Annual Slammy Awards. And that is your Wizards Rewind for the night. Do we have a banner?
Good night, everybody. Oh,
I'm working on it, dude.
Oh, never mind. I thought you said that. There we go.
Great segue, by the way.
I was trying to steer the ship. We can talk NWA and AEW all night.
Bamboozled into watching the pile driver video again, but in a different atmosphere.
But here's the thing: it's not all about the pile driver video. So it was the Slammys. I think everybody understands what the Slammys are. You know, WWE gets everybody together and they give out awards and they have this like vote and all this happy horse shit.
Tony, it wasn't just the Slammys. It was the 37th annual Slammy Awards.
Listen, it's a successful show, man. They got to keep bringing it back. 37 of them in a row.
Weird. You know what that means? The first Slammy Award thing took place in 1950.
Yeah, of course.
Who won best hygiene?
I didn't see your boy. I didn't see your boy Bruno running around with a fucking Slammy in the 60s and 70s.
Well, because they kept it private back then.
I didn't see it in his fucking dumb documentary.
Yeah,
that's not nice. Dumb documentary.
Don't put out a fucking dumb, boring documentary.
How dare you? He almost died of rheumatoid fever when he was a kid.
Well, don't get fucking rheumatoid fever, dude. Put on a fucking
rheumatoid, typhoid. I think it was typhoid. Never mind. I'm in.
Don't get typhoid. Get a Slammy.
What are you, Typhoid Mary over there?
Fuck yeah, dude. In my ass.
Tony.
Typhoid Mary is a great story.
I put typhoid in my ass and I farted out and I poisoned the neighborhood.
Oh,
yeah. You put this fucking link in our text chain and I had to watch it and then I fucking farted out. Fucking.
What? You don't like live performances of songs from Pile Driver, the wrestling album too?
Yeah. That was about as live as fucking Milli Vanilli is when they do live shows.
Yeah, but
I think they sang.
Most of them really sang.
Okay, guess what? Bam Bam Bigelow's not playing the fucking saxophone.
And also, he's playing a baritone when it was clearly an alto sax.
For yeah, there you go.
For all the music people out there. But I think the fact that Bam Bam is so huge, the optic of him holding an alto sax would not have worked out.
There you go.
What? I got to know. The show opens, right? We get the bit. Why do half the wrestlers show up in ambulances?
Half of them?
It was
Some of them show up in cars, and then a bunch of them show up in an ambulance.
I think Beefcake showed up in an ambulance that was doctored as like a mobile barber shop.
DiBiase showed up in like a carriage with Moolah and Virgil because they all have money. That's why.
I don't remember what. So, refresh my memory. Why was Moolah associated with DiBiase?
Money. That's why.
But what was the storyline there?
There was none. They were just that they were money, so they came together in a carriage.
Money Moolah.
Because they were rich. That's why. That's the only reason why.
I couldn't for the life of me remember a time when Fabulous Moolah was associated.
No, they just thought it'd be a great idea to put the folks that are about money together, which I get.
A lot of great ideas on this show.
Like George Animal Steel showing up on a bicycle.
Or the Ultimate Warrior showing up in his fucking wrestling gear and then strapping on a black bow tie like he's a fucking Chippendale dancer.
Dude, you could do a whole podcast just on the wardrobes.
Who was in that vehicle with the Warrior? Didn't he show up with a bunch of people?
I'll tell you right now. I'll spit it right off to you. Killer Bees, Outback Jack.
And the Warrior wasn't even there. This is a weird time for him because he wasn't even around for the Wrestling Album 2. Like, it's that weird kind of gap in between.
And they showed 3 different angles, but the same angle also all included Ultimate Warrior like picking up a hay bale and moving it.
Yeah.
So they were like,
dude, he even had a moment during the pile driver performance where like that girl was checking him out and shit. And he was holding the sledgehammer.
Can we talk about the salaciousness of these performances?
All right, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Right.
Anything else from the intro that Vince McMahon coming out doing his like
dude, why was he putting on a fucking accent?
The Academy Awards.
I think it almost sounded like he was trying to be Dusty.
Yeah, he was definitely gimmicked up for this one.
But he is from the southern part of the country, so maybe it just came out naturally.
South Carolina,
North or South Carolina. Yeah.
One of them, yeah.
So
yeah, but if you're watching the WWF, there's no southern twang in his voice. Vince hates that. So for him to go up there and be like, "This is a love fest of mutual admiration and support," but it's like, "This is a love fest of mutual admiration and support." I was like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
Yeah, I noticed that too.
What is this? He sounded like a religious preacher.
We also get a lot of loud overdubbing of the crowd. It would that noise was so annoying.
It was that freaked me out because it looked like there were people there, but they're still overdubbing.
Yeah, like it's especially noticeable when Gene Okerlund and Jesse come to the podium for the first time. You could really notice it there. Like,
it really seemed like they were booing everybody.
It was crazy, right?
Yeah, like they were literally booing like other than Hogan and maybe Savage, they were booing like everyone you heard. Maybe that was just the audio that they cut. Like maybe it was fake audio, but like or fake boos, but they literally were booing everybody. You heard boos for everybody.
How do you have an award show and the fucking president of the WWF isn't there?
He was.
He was there. He came out.
He was the president of the ass.
President of the ass.
Yeah.
The WWE ass. Scissor me.
Worst fucking writing ever.
Oh, he was there. He came out and did a wave.
Oh, and they booed the fuck out of him.
Yeah. Oh,
of course they did.
Yeah.
They always booed Jack Tunney. And Jack Tunney can never put a fucking sentence together either.
I like to announce right now. I can't do it.
God, when he had to announce that they were going to have a 14-man tournament for WrestleMania 4. Oofa.
Or when they did the press conference, or like they announced.
Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah. Whenever he would announce suspensions or like reinstatements was like it was painstaking.
My mother-in-law walked in the living room when I was watching this, and she said, "What are you watching?" And I said, "I don't know."
She said the VMAs.
We get our first award, the best performance by an animal.
Great category, very prestigious.
Mean Gene said, "Now historically, this category has been the springboard to even greater achievements."
Of course.
The nominees: Damien with Jake the Snake Roberts, Frankie, not yet barbecued, everywhere, Matilda with the British Bulldogs, and George the Animal Steele. Why did you guys catch when Matilda tried to eat the bird?
I did. They were going at it. Yeah, there was heat there.
Who decided, like, let's put this French bulldog next to the bird?
Yeah,
well, because Coco Beware gets on with them because they're all, friends and they have pets, and it only makes sense.
Now, I've never watched the 1987 Slammys. It was on YouTube for free. Definitely go watch it.
You guys never saw this in the heyday?
It was the first time I saw this for all the way through.
Wow.
For the first time. Yeah.
This is such cheese dick 80s WWF.
So
Did you expect any other winner besides George the Animal Steele?
I think as a kid I was hoping for Matilda. Actually, I was more of a Frankie guy than Matilda, honestly.
Matilda's like the least good option, I feel like.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want. But don't forget, dude, we had to send Matilda get well cards. Remember when Matilda was kidnapped?
No, I was 4. I don't remember.
Whenever the WWF wanted to drum up catalog business, they would always have you write in and send get well wishes. They did it. They did it with Matilda. They did it years later with the Hulkster when he got squashed by Earthquake.
That's right. I remember. I thought Damien was gonna win until they announced George Animal Steel. Then they had him. Then they had him all in different directions.
But Jake was a dirty snake. They weren't going to let him win.
He was a good guy at that point.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He was playing in the Hulkamaniacs band.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Playing the fucking horns with the Macho Man and Beefcake.
Does Mean Gene know how to fucking ham it up? Dude, this guy was made for this bullshit. And now the moment that animals performing all over the world have waited for. The winner is George the Animal Steel.
Mean Gene was the fucking best at what he did, dude.
Yeah.
He was,
and then of course,
Carney through and through.
This fucking mongoloid gets lost on the stage, and Hillbilly Jim has to help him up there. And what does he do? He doesn't. He goes to the podium like he's gonna make a speech, and he eats. He tries to eat the fucking thing.
He did. Yeah, he ate the turnbuckle.
That was the only thing you could do. I feel like that was gold to me.
Hey.
Yeah. And then doesn't he like give like the Emmy award back to the girl, and then chase her off stage?
Yeah, chase her off stage like a ghoul.
Yeah, like a real creepo.
Fuck, creepy old man. From here we go into the Honky Tonk Man doing a live performance
of the Honky Tonk Man.
Honky Tonk Man.
I'll say this: this was probably the best part of the show.
This part right here.
Yeah, I think because that just shows how terrible the show was. That I loved this part the best.
Was it because Jesse was on the keys?
Jesse Lee Ventura.
It wasn't Bret and Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart coming out to dance.
That made it.
Did you catch the tweaking of the lyrics where he said the Macho Man blues instead of the snakeskin blues?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, because he was in his feud with the Macho Man at this point. It was right after he shoved Elizabeth down on the on Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yeah, and the guitar shot, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I can never ever unsee the reverse Irish whip, Jim Neidhart baseball slide with Bret leapfrogging him with them like finger guns at the fucking camera. Fucking assholes.
Dude,
come on, it was good shit, dude.
Dude, they no rhythm at all. Honky Tonk Man became rhythm and blues. Heart Foundation, no rhythm and plenty of blues.
What? Why are we doing a Woman of the Year award?
What do you mean?
Because we have to give Elizabeth an award and give her a chance to have a little what with the Honky Tonk Man. That's why.
Okay, dude, I'm all for it, but you couldn't have dusted off the fucking Glamour Girls or sitting with the Jumping Bomb Angels. We're doing. We got fake Dolly Parton and fucking Yoko Ono.
Oh, gold.
I guess there weren't a lot of women to go around in the WWE.
Yeah, were they even there in the '87?
Dolly Parton and Yoko Ono? No, they weren't wrestling.
Oh, yeah, they were working tag matches against the fucking Glamour Girls.
They were working the territories like at that point still probably.
I don't know who's fucking Moolah wrestling in '87. Rockin' Robin, bring in Rockin' Robin. Get her.
No, Moolah lost to Sherry. Wasn't Sherry the champ at this point?
Sherry was there.
Yeah, but that's who Moolah. Like it was Moolah and Sherry working the loop.
'80s WWF Women's Championship lineage. That's my fucking Achilles heel. Okay.
What, Rockin' Robin?
Rockin' Robin, fucking Sherry and Moolah in the '80s. You never saw these matches. The Spider, fuck out of here. Fake Dolly Parton hanging out with fucking, and they announce it like so straight. Sensational Sherry, Dolly Parton, and she doesn't have the hitters, and she's hanging out with fucking Hillbilly Jim.
Of course she is, bro. She's country girl.
How about I never knew Yoko Ono was Italian, by the way, either.
Yeah, they look nothing like.
That's the gimmick, bro.
I didn't see that. I thought they really tried to pass it off like it was them.
It was a blonde with big tits. I mean, any blonde with big tits could have been Dolly Parton back in those days.
They weren't that big, bro.
Who?
This actress.
I don't know, man. I got a picture of them pulled up right here, and they're pretty real and spectacular.
All right, let's move on.
Good God. Yeah, so Miss Elizabeth wins the award, and Honky Tonky Man is dancing for her, and the Macho Man comes up to save her, and There you go.
That's it.
That's
there
that.
you go. That's it.
The next award, the best dressed ring apparel, presented by Matt's favorite guy, Jib Duggan.
This is I don't. You guys can talk about all this.
Nominees: Demolition, the Honky Tonky Man, the King, Harley Race, Randy Savage, Davey Boy Smith, and the Dynamite Kid. And who wins? The King, Harley Race. Which leads to one of the fucking running gags of the night.
Holy shit,
This
dude.
was the worst.
What the fuck? Okay, so Jib, my man Jib, is so distraught. He doesn't want to announce it, so he makes the girl announce it.
That's
Right? So he comes up, and then the lady is like, and the winner is King Harley Race. Like, a question, like she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. Then Bobby the Brain Heenan is there. He accompanies him, and then he wants Hacksaw to get on one knee.
Yeah, because he wants to acknowledge the King. Bow to the King.
They start brawling. Out of nowhere, Gorilla Monsoon shows up with a fucking microphone. Dude, and he's chasing them through the back. Don't go near the electrical cabinet. There's a donkey backstage. It's like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
It was fucking glorious. When I was a kid, I ate this shit up. This was so much fun to watch.
Dude, this was bad, man.
There's a random donkey. There's chickens backstage. There's
showgirls running around in their drawers.
Well, I think that's after Stand Back because this never ends.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it all just kind of melts together.
Yeah, we can get this over with right now.
And then Gorilla can't go any further. He's like, I don't have enough slack. The cord is, I'm as far as I can go.
The best was they locked Duggan in a cage, and then Duggan pushes this wall of cardboard over, and
empty cardboard boxes.
And Harley Race gets stuck under a pile of cardboard. Oh my god, dude!
And then it didn't help that like the fence was literally about to come down, and they had to hold it. They had to hold it up.
Yeah, Duggan almost like ripped it open. He had to stop himself.
Race and Heenan had to hold up the freaking fence from falling.
Oh man.
Yeah, they go through the showgirls. Dude, when he like jumps on the couch.
Oh, doesn't he? Well, yeah, he jumps on the couch, yeah. But he like hits him off the couch, but he jumps on the couch. What about the seamstress beating up?
She's chasing Heenan.
God, how is that never a gimmick in wrestling? The seamstress.
And she was fucking swinging at him too.
Oh, she wasn't playing.
Oh, and Harley Race, didn't he go for the thing and he went through the table?
It's all over. Look, if you've never seen this, this is throughout like the next like 40 minutes of the show.
It's the entire show basically. And then of course Hacksaw ends up winning. Dude, he threw yogurt and like sour cream on Harley Race's face and jelly on Harley Race's face.
Well, because they fought through the catering and like Gorilla said, this was supposed to be a big after party celebration, and those guys ruined it.
Dude, it was in like the makeup part of the room. So like it was like, look at the chemicals he's throwing in Harley Race. Chemicals, it's freaking jelly and Miracle Whip.
The fucking sign on their Christmas party it said on it.
Yeah.
Christ almighty.
Well, speaking of Christ almighty, the almighty one himself, Vince McMahon, is up next to perform Stand Back.
Bro.
Come on. All right. If you've paid attention to WWE in recent years, you know that they've shown this footage when they had one of their silly DX reunions, but this is where it comes from, folks. Vince McMahon in a fucking tuxedo vest dancing around with all these women in these fucking ruffled skirts and black tops.
That's
Tony,
not good.
Tony, good. Kevin, can you tell me everyone who's in the horn section?
I can.
Can
you beat that? Is this for the belt?
It's wait. Hillbilly
wait.
You mean no, we're not doing this. Come on, it's fucking late as it is. You want to do this all night?
Well, I'll tell you who they are.
Can I answer a little too? I mean,
all right, so we'll go one-on-one.
Oh, it's all about Kevin, Tony. You don't know.
Yeah, fuck it, Kevin.
But
he wants He has
Go
to
to
be-
cut me off and say them all.
No, go
He
ahead.
has to be the smartest guy on the show. Hit it.
There you go. All you, Kevin.
Beefcake. Your turn, Tony. No, fucking do it. You know I didn't mean it like that.
B. Brian Blair was in there, wasn't he?
He was.
Wasn't Macho Man was there?
Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake was blowing a horn. Beefcake was blowing a horn too, wasn't he?
I think.
Yeah, you said Beefcake. All right, who else was there?
Well, obviously, if B. Brian Blair's there, who else is going to be there?
Oh, Jumpin' Jim.
That's right.
Yeah, I think you guys are missing one.
Junkyard Dog.
Oh, and George Steele.
George Steele was blowing a horn.
I think he was playing a tambourine.
Whatever. He was there.
Hogan was on the bass.
Yeah, so that was that. That was something I could never unsee again. There's a llama.
It was fun. Knock it off.
Did we mention the llama? There's a llama backstage too.
Yeah, we talked about the llama.
Donkey and a llama.
This is where we get the fight with in the ladies' room, and then the seamstress chases out Heenan. This is where that comes in. All right, Matt. Perhaps the most important award of the night.
Fuck you.
The Hulk Hogan Real American Award. Presented by your World Wrestling Federation champion, the Hulkster, who's wearing a tuxedo jacket with no sleeves. So the pythons are out, brother. Presents it to the one and only former WWF champion in his own right, superstar Billy Graham. What a love fest.
I actually thought they were actually going to do something like really like, I was like, all right, cool. Maybe they're doing like the Connor's. I was thinking Connor's Cure in my head, like Warrior Award stuff. And then they just give it to Billy Graham. I know he was going through shit, but
yeah. So Billy Graham comes up with his cane and he accepts the award, and they're blowing each other because they're both great guys. They did a pose down as well. First of all, they're walking off, and Hogan grabs the cane from Billy Graham and breaks it over his knee with accompanying sound effect of the cracking cane, by the way. And then they start posing together, but Billy Graham's wearing a fucking tuxedo jacket. So why is
salmon fucking gross?
That was a great fuck you. That's a great tuxedo. But still, he could have ripped the sleeves off and gimmicked it up and did something, you know?
If that cane was not gimmicked, another reason why Hulk Hogan is just a huge dick. Why would you break a fucking crippled man's cane, dude?
Because he's the superstar. He's inspirational.
And Hulk Hogan always works as a heel. Always. He's the biggest heel babyface that ever lived.
Asshole. Fuck you, Billy Graham. You fucking shit dick.
Speaking of shit dicks, Doug and Eraser are still fighting, but they're in catering now.
Yeah. Duggan hits Heenan with a fucking giant fish.
I forgot about the goddamn fish.
So did I.
Fucking fish. Well, Kevin's favorite part of the show is up next. Jesse Ventura is out to present the Jesse Venvati Award.
Huh?
Your nominees are Rick Rude, Butch Reed, The Ultimate Warrior, Hercules, and of course Sherry Martel, because why not? And I got to be honest with you, Sherry was looking mighty fine during these awards. Not gonna lie.
Always fine.
But no, here in particular, like off the charts good. Like she really dolled up for this one. And of course, Rick Rude wins. And he's wearing.
Oh, you asshole!
He's got the fucking old Brutus Beefcake gimmick with the collar, with the bow tie, with no shirt, and he's got the black stretchy pants. And he proceeds to get up on stage and strip.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with that.
And then Mean Gene runs out with a towel to cover him up. Did anyone notice that Mean Gene, even though he was trying to cover up Rude, he was looking. He was checking out that package
the entire time. Wop bop luba.
Tutti Frutti on Rudy.
Holy shit.
God. And then
the best part was though, he takes off the fucking Speedo, and when he starts twirling it, he rubs it across Mean Gene's head. Oh, it's fucking fantastic. I bet you it smelled oniony too.
Talcum powder toner.
There's two things next that happen.
Wait. So Rude puts the towel on, and when he goes to get the award, he starts cuddling with the lady up there holding the award.
Oof.
Oh yeah, he smacked her.
He's fucking awesome. Rick
Yeah, I
Rude's the
wonder how
best.
many people smashed after this show.
Fuck yeah, dude! All them oniony ball bags.
And all those good-looking girls.
I was not ready for the "Hit Me with Your Best Shot" by Pat Benatar.
You didn't like the little montage?
No, I liked it. I wasn't ready for it, but I swear to God, Jesse the Body Ventura said, "When I say greatest hits, you probably think of Jesse the Body," and I know he was trying to say greatest hits, but it sounds like he says greatest hits.
He probably did.
That slipped under my radar.
So we go
back and watch it now.
So we
I have to watch it again. Yeah.
Hit me with your best shot into the greatest hit award. And the nominees are Hogan for throwing Andre for throwing the Hulkster out of the Battle Royal. Hacksaw Jib Duggan for drilling Harley Race with a 2x4. The Honky Tonka Man for smashing Savage with the guitar. The Strike Force for beating up the Hart Foundation. And that sweet Bam Bam Bigelow slingshot splash.
Wait.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
But before they announced this, Jesse throws it to Gene to read the nominees, and guess who busts through the big screen? Harley and Jib Duggan bringing it back out on the stage.
Jib. Good old
Jesus
Jib.
Christ.
Jib Duggan.
And then Gorilla finally steps in and he holds back Jib.
Yes. Finally. Well, why did he hold him back, Matt? Tell us.
Because he's the winner. He holds him back to escort him off the stage just to bring him back up there. And Jim, my man, keeps it short and sweet. In his tuxedo t-shirt, he just yells, "Ho."
Like 4 times.
Oh, God.
All right. What else?
So Gorilla Monsoon comes back, and he's going to announce the next nominees for Manager of the Year.
This was so stupid.
Bobby Heenan, Mr. Fuji, Jimmy Hart, and Slick. And as he's announcing them, they all think they won, so they all started coming up to the stage.
And I'll tell you what, Gorilla Monsoon was good. Like, why are you coming up to the stage? Like, just sit the fuck down. You didn't win yet.
And none of them stopped. Like, after he told Slick to sit down, fucking Jimmy Hart was up next.
Yeah.
And the winner was none of the above. So fucking stupid.
See, what I thought they were gonna pull another a write-in Elizabeth. I thought that maybe they would do that. It's the first time I ever saw this part of the show ever.
Fucking terrible.
And it will be the last time.
Yeah.
Speaking of terrible, depending on if you're mad or not, Coco Beware is up next.
No, I hate Coco. Matt doesn't hate Coco.
The song is fine, but I just didn't. I don't know, man. The fucking Ultimate Warrior's getting oogled by this girl. They took black magic marker and drew WWF logos on all the hard hats.
Oh, and Haiti Kid was also on that car because he was also sitting on one of the rafters next to a girl. You couldn't tell, but you knew it was Haiti Kid. He was there as well.
It's a live performance, and in the middle of it, there's that weird scene of Coco and the girl sitting in a bench together, and he gives her a rose.
Romantic Coco, and then at the end of the fucking thing, she leaves the rose on the floor.
Yeah, step on it.
Because sometimes love feels like a pile driver.
That's right.
Yeah, going arguments.
Argument.
Pile driver.
Argument.
This seemed right in the fucking Ultimate Warrior's wheelhouse too.
Oh man, when he came out with the sledgehammer. Oh, come on.
Jim, this is what we're gonna do, pal. Put on them tassels and this guinea tee. That's right. And jump right off the roof into those jeans. Put on them dungarees. Grab this hammer. Yeah. Look at your veins pulsating. Now this little blonde girl's gonna fondle you like Coco sings. I'm gonna get a blowjob while this happens. Goddamn, pal.
Oh boy. Whew. Matt's favorite award for the night: Best Personal Hygiene.
The oldest and most prestigious, according to Mean Gene.
Of course. What was it? Nikolai Volkov, Boris Zukov, and Slick were brushing their teeth.
Yeah.
Is that what this was?
That's
the team. Yes.
And then, can anyone tell me why the Bolsheviks slipped what, like, there was no payoff to that. Like, why they like fell when they walked up the stage? Was it because the slickster was so slick that they fell? Do you guys even know what I'm talking about? It just,
I know.
Fell, but can we not skip over the King Kong Bundy taking a dump nomination, please?
fair enough.
And he like gets up and he's like fucking proud. They show him in the crowd. He's like, "What? You don't poop?"
Well, it's funny because he's a fat dude. I mean, look, WWE went back to that well how many times? Like with people like the Big Show. Come on.
Yeah, they like fell. They tripped up the steps. It was stupid.
Yeah, it was kind of dumb.
It was fucking dumb. Now, I was excited for Girls in Cars. Right? I like the song. I think it fucking slaps.
Oh boy.
I was surprised when I did not see Robbie Dupree.
Were you disappointed by who you got in his place?
I was not. I thought Jimmy Hart did a great job.
Jimmy Hart can sing, man. He can sing.
But it makes no sense for him. I know it makes no sense for him to sing the song for now. Was Girls in Cars was clearly Strike Force's entrance music already.
Yeah,
but it makes no sense for him to sing it when he's a bad guy. And
but Kev, here's the problem. Who else do you have on that roster that could actually fucking sing other than Coco Beware and or maybe Mean Gene?
Why do you have to do it? I mean, I guess you have to do it. But
Well, like who are you gonna put up there to sing this song so shittily and then have fucking Strike Force come out? You know,
they ended up doing it okay, even though like it was Girls in Cars and everyone was on like a bike.
Well, I mean, what could they do? They couldn't drive cars out on the stage.
Except for like, no, I understand.
The honky tonk man.
Wasn't it one car?
Ooh,
yeah, put a Cadillac on the car on the stage.
Yeah, but how many cars are you gonna put out? It's supposed to be Girls in Cars, not Girl in Car.
All right, well, you can get like little big wheels.
Could have got a clown car.
Oh, they had pedicabs,
cardboard.
They had
The girls
pedicabs
on
from
roller
the
skates.
boardwalk. They had roller skates, skateboards, scooters.
Those aren't cars. None of those are cars.
Well, Kev, you got to work with what you got, bro. It's Caesar's Palace. It's not the fucking.
So you have Jimmy Hart and not your boy, whoever you said.
Robbie Dupree.
And you have Girls in Cars with no one in cars.
So, okay. So I'm like, okay, well,
Tito and Rick came out in dirt bikes.
Yeah, like, okay, Jimmy's going to sing, right? Girls in Cars. Okay, this is cool. Then here comes fucking Ponch and this other asshole on dirt bike. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then Rick and Tito steal the girls, and then Jimmy's all upset, and then a fat girl dressed like a school bus. Like what is who wrote this?
Yeah, it's not good.
Dave Lagana.
He would have waited until the fat girl was asleep. Like, what is going on? And then she comes out, and like Jimmy runs away from her, and then he like thinks he's good, and then she comes out again, and he even like, get away from me, fatty.
She fucking fireman carried him off the stage.
Unreal.
JJ Rogue makes a good point. Pat Patterson was a great singer. I'm surprised they didn't go. Well, because Pat doesn't like girls. There you go.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You can't sing Girls in Cars.
On the face, I'm gonna sing it to a girl.
Maybe make a resident of Girls in Cars.
Maybe I sing Guys in Cars. A warrior, get back over here. Where's Abe Schwartz?
For the best
They should have Kamala sing, for God's sakes.
He was too busy listening to Steve Lombardi. Push it and pull it. We had the best vocal performance award next. It was Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. Yeah. The nominees: JYD for his growl, One Man Gang for his bellow, Jim Duggan for his howl, Jimmy Hart for his shrieking megaphone, and George the Animal Steel for his wail. And while the winner was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So if you're keeping track at home, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, first two-time Slammy Award winner.
Yeah, he fucking Owen stole his gimmick.
Once again, a big ho, no acceptance speech.
So what? Keeps the show moving.
We got the whole cast of crew out there to sing If You Only Knew.
God. For how talented wrestlers have to be, every single one of these people had absolutely no rhythm at all. How do you have chemistry when all you're doing is like rocking the wrong way to the person next to you?
Yeah, some of them were a little off.
All of them.
Well, they were both. They were kind of like, but it looked cool because they were like in and then out, and then.
But
like,
I'm talking about like Boris Zukov and Nikolai Volkov are bumping into each other.
There were individual problems for
Yeah.
sure. Although, give him credit, Virgil just stood there the whole time with his arms crossed. Badass Virgil.
Yeah.
I liked it.
And the referee there threw me off too, Morella. But I guess because of the Hogan part, they had to.
Yeah. They gimmicked it up.
And this was 100% lip sync because Ted DiBiase totally butchered the first.
But it was cool because the camera was on each and every person as they said their line, which was a nice little touch to it.
Yeah.
Well, after this, we have the big reveal. The Best Song Award. Well, just as the Mean Gene's going to announce it, Jimmy Hart steals the envelope from him. All the heels pass it around, and it ends up in the hands of Sika, who, of course, decides he's going to eat it. So,
well, he's fucking hungry, dude. It's been a long night. And catering was all fucked up, so it's not like he was going to get to eat after the show.
That's a great point.
Jesse Ventura gets that line in. He said, "Don't worry, Mean Gene. I'll hang around with the Wild Samoans and pick up the results the following day."
Yeah. God.
Man.
There it is. That's it.
No.
Oh, God.
Did you guys watch the credits?
Oh, with Kayfabe and Anita Man.
Yep.
No, I didn't watch the credits, Tony.
Yeah, I did.
Kayfabe was what? The executive producer?
He was the director.
The director.
That's
and who
pretty
was
cool,
Anita
actually.
Man?
The choreographer.
The choreographer.
Anita Man.
So the director was Kayfabe. And the choreographer was Anita Man.
God, I wonder who did that. I wonder who was responsible for that back then.
It sounds like a Pat Patterson rib.
No, but it's got to be someone in TV that can actually do it.
You don't think fucking Dunn would have done that? Kevin Dunn.
Was he there in '87?
I think he was in the credits for that, wasn't he? I think he was in the credits.
That'd be crazy because he's still there right now, and I'd be like,
oh yeah, Kevin Dunn's he's been a longer than lifer there. He's been there forever.
that's like 30 plus years.
Yeah,
More than that,
40.
if
Well,
you will.
Yeah, 35.
Just might as well call it that.
Yeah,
about as long as we've been here tonight.
That's
yeah,
right.
I know it's been a fucking long
I gotta
night.
go check
boy.
on my cats.
Yeah, we had a long night. Well, this has been an excellent episode. We highly suggest go watch the Slammys from 1987. It is fun. It's weird, but it's a lot of fun. If you want to check that out.
What do you give it?
Would I give it B?
5. Oh, what, the show?
Yeah, what do you give the show?
Oh, it's a
You
F.
want a grade or a number?
Kevin gave it an F.
Yeah,
I give it a
F.
B. It's entertaining.
A fucking plus.
What, Slammys?
Yeah.
F.
Dude, I watched this as a kid. I loved it. I watched it again. It brought back so many memories. It ages fucking like fine wine.
Oh, delicious.
So do
Fucking
you.
A, dude.
We'll have a fine wine next week as Sal Renaro joins us. We can talk about his weird stable in the NWA.
Spectacular.
Miserably Faithful?
No.
We'll also have Down the Aisle next week.
Oh, baby.
And of course, all the wrestling news and notes from the past week in the world of professional wrestling. Make sure you get out and vote tomorrow, people. Don't give a
Fuck
shit
yeah.
who you do it for, but vote, you heathens. Bread Club drops tomorrow, so check that out if you're a New Japan fan. The Ring of Honor show I did with the Abram Bump podcast is out, so check that out. And I'm done putting myself over. Wednesday night, the Mark Order podcast. I might pop in. Who knows?
Tony might too.
Yeah,
say hi to Kevin if you're at the WrestlePro 100 show Saturday night.
That's right, baby. Big
We will be picking Hard Times 3, so we'll be talking about that next week. And we'll be back. We'll be back in another, I don't know.
7 days?
Yes, 7 days.
That's it.
That's how it works.
That's how it goes.
All right.
Man.
All right, who's gonna
Rant.
can we end it? Can we end it? I guess we can end it.
My stomach hurts.
You gonna poop your pants?
I don't know.
Falafel pants?
I'm gonna make myself an AEW. Oh,
Shit,
goodbye. Goodbye.
All righty.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jerk and Drew Gulak. Goodbye.
How do I? There you go.